Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gilmer High School, the opening of district play for your Pleasant Grove Hawks. We've made the trip down here, Jay, to Gilmer. Having a few audio difficulties here. We're going to try to get ironed out. There we go. Now we got you on there, Jay.
Well,
yeah, your microphone is working. Can you hear me now?
I cannot hear, but now I can. If Dodie will just hold that the whole game.
Yeah, here we go.
No, I think we're good.
We just to let you know, we've had a few little hiccups here as far as logistics. You may see some strange reflections and stuff in some of the shots tonight. We're having to shoot from inside behind some glass. So if you notice that, that's what's going on. But regardless of what's going on up here, Jay, there is a big-time football game tonight. And, man, you don't ever want to say the district championship is week one, but it may be.
Well, I'm saying it, and the coach of the Gilmer Buckeyes is also saying that.
Yep.
I'll actually listen to one of his shows today, and, ultimately that's what, both teams think.
Right.
That tonight's game is going to be, and that's going to be for the district championship in the first game of the season.
And so this game, a top 10 matchup, number 2 ranked Pleasant Grove, 5-0 coming into tonight, number 3 in 4A Division II, and then Gilmer coming in at 3-2 is number 9. And Jay, really this is going to be offense versus defense and who gets it going. Gilmer has scored points in droves all season long. Pleasant Grove has not given up many points. The Buckeyes do give up a lot of points. They remind me of the Colts. I was a big Peyton Manning fan back in the day, and I can't tell you how many times they lost 42-41. This Gilmer team has scored a ton of points, but they've given up quite a few points as well.
Well, you've got Pleasant Grove. They're allowing less than 13 points, and the teams that they have played are scoring 31 points a game. So the defense has actually kept every single team below their average.
Way under, yeah, for sure.
And then when you look on the offensive side, they've basically done the same thing. They've been averaging 38 points a game, and the teams that they have played have only allowed 21 points a game. And I like to be a math nerd on things like that.
Right, yeah.
And so if Pleasant Grove is able to, hold Gilmer, to that same type of stat, Gilmer's, quote, only going to score about 37 points tonight. And if Pleasant Grove does the same thing offensively, they're liable to put up 65.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's really going to come down to what those guys do when they get out there on the field. And we've got some impact players, some of those guys that we're going to be looking to tonight to see what they can do for us. And the first one of those, Akari Johnson. He has 994 passing yards on the year. Ought to be able to break 1,000 maybe on the first pass of the game. 11 passing touchdowns, 295 yards on the ground, 4 rushing touchdowns, and the offense for the Hawks has completely run through the senior number 2.
Yeah, and the player that I've really enjoyed looking at this year has been Jamon Wheeler, and just, going to be a threat on that defensive line, coming in with 26 tackles, 14 of those for loss, and has 2.5 sacks, and he's going to have a big night tonight. Yeah,
and so excited to see what he does. And, man, we've talked about him so much when we did there. Jackson Gibson has 273 yards receiving, 2.5 sacks on the year. And last game was the first game Jackson didn't score a receiving touchdown. I know that probably had to drive him a little bit crazy, but still made impacts out there in the receiving game.
Well, and then another player that's going to have another big night tonight, I'll go ahead and give a little teaser. McFadden is out.
Yep.
But Jalen Bortley, 201 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 207 receiving yards, and also 2 receiving touchdowns. I expect to see a lot of him with Nick Bells coming out of the backfield tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He and Bells are going to need to have big games back there. And, of course, Jalen also a weapon out there as a receiver. Noah Sexton, one of those kids that came on and, but before the season, maybe look out there and say, okay, here's a kid. He's going to be a senior. He's not super huge, but, man, he is the quarterback of that defense out there. 45 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and it seems like when a big play happens or when something goes on the field, if 55 is not the guy making the tackle, he's somewhere close to what's going on.
Well, and another one in the same breath of that is going to be Xavier Johnson with just 2 less tackles, coming in with 43 and 3 interceptions.
Really excited to see him maybe get some turnovers tonight as well. And we got the flags coming out, so we will turn it over to the on-field announcer for you to join us in our national anthem.
Texas flag guard, Cadet Brazos Sharp. Under the direction of Mr. Eric Gray, the Gilmer Buckeye Band will honor God and America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, great job by the Gilmer band there and the ROTC band. Gilmer with a military band and ROTC, so sort of like an A&M vibe going on. But we were talking about some of those guys in the defense right before we went to that, and really interested to see tonight how they respond to this, because this is a Gilmer offense that has scored a lot. It's a Gilmer offense that has the fastest kid in the state when it comes to the 100. He won the 100 last year in 4A. Will Henderson, their tailback, he has over 1,200 yards already on the season. And so what are we going to do to keep him in line? And then Caden Tennyson, their junior quarterback, has slung the ball around really well as well. And so that's going to be one of those things that are these guys on defense going to step up where they need to. I think we can. I think our secondary is really good, and I think tonight we're going to get to see some of that.
I agree with you, and I think tonight it's probably going to sound like a law office from the Gilmer side. You're going to have a lot of Tennyson and Henderson and Tate.
Yep.
And so Tate is going to be their number one receiver. But
Yeah.
he also has two other hands out there in Jeremiah Noble and Brendan Webb. And I think I didn't realize how extensive their passing game was until I started sort of comparing them against Pleasant Grove. And, their quarterback already has like 1,200 yards passing. So they're going to be very, very quick. They're going to be able to, run the ball and throw the ball. I think it's going to come down to how strong are these defensive backs going to be.
Happened without officials. And in a time when Texas is experiencing a shortage of officials, we want to
Gilmer
thank
teams over the
tonight's
years
crew.
have always had a big mobile quarterback, and then they rely a ton on tunnel screens, misdirection, reverses, and those types of things. I was at the JV game last night in the press box, and we saw that in that. We also saw that every kick they tried last night was an onside kick. I think we can pretty much bank on some sort of trickery from the Buckeyes tonight as well. That's something that's sort of been in their DNA from all the way back in the trailer days. And so you can expect some of that when you show up here too. And so really a lot of tests in all three phases of the game. You've got to win two of those each time, offense, defense, and special teams. And special teams could end up being one of those things that's a factor in tonight's game. And so interested to see how we've adjusted to some of those. We haven't really had a ton of special teams involvement this year as far as Pleasant Grove goes, because we kick it to the end zone each time. But we are. So the Hawks will start the game with the ball. You can see there the results of the coin toss. And so we will receive, and we'll be going from right to left. We won the toss and we deferred.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Well, he was standing with him. Usually he.
Well, and I think
he gave me the okie doke.
Yeah, I think tonight's game is going to come down to conditioning, because with this being such a big game so early in the season, Gilmer's going to have a lot of players that are going to be playing both sides of the ball that have not this season.
Absolutely.
And so I don't think that we're going to see the defense that has been allowing 50-plus points per game tonight. But that's going to mean that their conditioning is going to have to come into play in that second half.
Yep.
And, for Gilmer to be able to come out with a win tonight, I think that they've got to go into halftime with the lead of probably 2 touchdowns. if truly the conditioning comes into play, because Pleasant Grove, I think, is going to be set with their players and not necessarily having to adjust too much, because we've already got quite a few that already do play both ways.
Absolutely.
And we haven't seen any conditioning issues to this point.
Yeah, so we'll be ready for what that looks like, and it is a little bit cooler tonight, which is also nice. It feels like football. You see the teams making their ways out there. Of course, Gilmer in the black home jerseys with the orange accents. The Hawks in white with the gold tops. And at least they have big, bold numbers on there, so it's easy to see what's there, because for an old guy trying to call games sometimes, man, some of these new jerseys make it difficult, and so good to see that. Hawks have the ball teed up. Carter Buxton with the kicking duties. Again, kicking from your right to left on your screen. High end over end kick goes into the end zone, and we're going to have a return on. The return man for the Buckeyes is number 3, Eric Tate.
Number 3, Eric Tate.
He's going to bring it out across the 20, and so the Buckeyes will set up shop for their first offensive drive of the evening.
And based on film that I did watch, you're going to see Gilmer probably bring it out of the end zone most kicks tonight.
So they want to try to see what they can do on that end, really, and make the other team play. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 way far on the left side in this formation for the Buckeyes in shotgun. Tennyson wants to throw, pump fake, rolling to his right, looking down the field. Now he's going to pull it down and run. And he'd be forced out of bounds by the first man there. That is number 55, Noah Sexton, right on cue. We talked about him in the pregame, and good way to stay home there. About a 5-yard pickup on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 now for the Buckeyes.
Good north to south movement there by Noah to be able to extend him to the sidelines there.
Same formation now for the Buckeyes, and they send the tailback out to the left. That is Will Henderson. So now he'll go 5 wide in empty. Quarterback wants to throw, looking to his right again, and he runs into Jamon Wheeler. Wheeler bringing him down there. Second man on our players to watch on defense has stepped up. And Jay, you put together those players to watch, and something tells me maybe you know a little thing about these Hawks.
Well, and I think Jamon is just going to be very, very dynamic tonight. I think that you're also going to have Wooten on the other side. You're going to have Lance Jackson coming in the middle. Caleb Hackelman's lined up on the outside as well, so it ought to be a good night for the defensive line.
3rd down and about 7 now for the Buckeyes. Tennyson looking left, fires into the backfield. Little swing pass out the corner, and it's going to be enough for the first down. He hits number 7, Brendan Webb, in stride. Set it up just like a sweep, and that time he was able to turn the corner before the Hawks could shove him out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes.
About 17 to 20 yards out.
Everybody in tight now, bunched up on the right side for the Bucks. Handoff goes to Henderson, looking for some room in the middle. Several Hawks there to wrap him up. I think Caleb Hackelman was the first man there. Get a paw around him. Picked up about 4 on the play, just inside the 40 to the 37.
4 yards.
We have 2nd down and 6 now as they spread it back out with 2 wide to each side. Tennyson brings the receiver in motion. Quarterback keeper breaks off of the first tackle, gets off of the second one. The 3rd man in there for the Hawks is number 9, Xavion Johnson. They're able to string Tennyson out to make the tackle. May have picked up a yard on the play, got it up to the 40. Still be 4 yards shy here on 3rd down.
Yeah, for those that are watching tonight, Lance Jackson did switch from number 40 to 5. So if you don't see number 40 out there, there's a reason. He's changed numbers.
2 receivers split to each side again with the man in motion. Fake to him. Quarterback hit as soon as he throws. Completed out here, though, to Eric Tate on the reception, but the Hawks do a great job. And anytime your defensive tackle is making a tackle out here in space, you've been able to move around. Jamon Wheeler slowed down the ball carrier, and then Caleb Hackelman coming in to help clean that one up. And now 4th down for the Buckeyes, and a big decision here early in the ball game, right near midfield. They do bring out the punter, Akari Johnson, standing near the Hawk 30. Braden Pate back to punt for the Buckeyes. He gets off a short end-over-end punt, bounces at the 40. Hawks say stay away. It's going to take a Gilmer roll just inside the 30-yard line. It'll be down there, so Pleasant Grove defense forces a punt, and the Hawk offense comes out taking the field 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Well, you saw exactly what Pleasant Grove wants to do basically for the entire night, and that's just keeping the quarterback sort of contained, within the tackles.
Yep.
I think Tennyson is going to be able to do a little bit more damage with being able to roll out and be able to find his open receiver.
Yes, and that's where those secondary players down the field are going to have to stay with their assignments. Hawks huddling up now. Coming out, they're going to split 4 wide. Single back in the backfield. And Akari Johnson wants to throw on 1st down. Being pursued in the backfield, he pulls it down. Has some room in front of him. Akari Johnson gets it up across the 35. Ball comes out. Was stripped as he was tackled. He picked up about 4.5 on the play, and the thing took a while to develop. Defender came in from behind, and almost a big mistake early there.
Yeah, number 2, Eliza Castillo, there on the stop, the first Buckeye to make contact. And he actually comes in tonight with 44 tackles already for the season, 22 of those by himself.
Nick Bales, the tailback in the backfield with Johnson. They fake to him. Akari rolling left. Little jump pass caught. Lance Jackson gets it up across the 40. The ball comes out. Now he's down, though. He is down when the ball came out. The head linesman called it quickly. That's twice now that ball's come out. We need to see what kind of football we got out there and make sure that thing's got some stick-em on it. Hawks using tempo now.
And Johnson throwing that pass with a little pressure in his face.
Yeah, a little jump pass there to get it to Lance. Handing off to Nick Bales. Bales looking for some room in the middle. Nick Bales had a chance there. Shoestring tackle. That's a good play by the defender there for the Buckeyes.
Stop there.
Man, that looked like Bales had some room. I don't know what you could see on camera, but man, one more step there, and he had a chance. 2nd down and 1 now with tempo again. This time it hands off to Jalen Boardley. Boardley barrels his way forward, gets it down to the Buckeye 41-yard line. It'll be enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10 Hawks, and that's just Boardley getting behind the Big Uglies up front. His helmet comes off. He'll have to come out for a series, or for a play, rather.
Yeah, and that was number 13, Jeremiah Noble again, and he is going to be the first one that I recognize that's playing both ways that has not so far this season.
Jackson Gibson bringing in the play call from the side now. The Hawks spread it out 2 to each side. Gibson out on the right side along with Xavion Johnson. They throw it to the left. This time it's complete to Torian Phillips. Torian with some room at the 30. Torian Phillips turns the corner at the 20, 10, 5, diving forward just outside the end zone. 1st and goal, Hawks. Torian Phillips.
Tight roping the sideline there, getting it all the way down.
1st and goal, Pleasant Grove.
A little hurry-up offense here.
Tempo quickly back on 1st and goal, and now the officials coming in to move it. Not sure what we're moving about here, and here they got it back now. And the Hawks again trying to get the play clock reset. Lance Jackson coming in now at the H-back position. Corey back in shotgun. 1st and goal from the 3. Hands it off to Bales. Bales trying to stretch it to the right. Nick Bales trying to turn the corner, being stretched out. Unable to get to the end zone. It'll be 2nd down and goal, and that one was defended well by the Buckeyes.
Great job stretching that to the sideline and just able to keep Bales out of the end zone.
7 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Hawks offense on the field for the first time after the defense forced a Gilmer punt. This drive started all the way back at the 30-yard line. Akari Johnson and company now come out, 2nd down and goal from the 2. Jalen Boardley in at tailback. He gets the handoff. Boardley diving forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Hawks. Jalen Boardley punches it in from 2 yards away.
Yeah, Boardley just brings a little bit more size into that running back position and is able to just power himself behind Lance Jackson in for a score.
Now we wait on the extra point by Caleb Jones. Jackson Gibson, the holder. The kick is up, and it is good. 6 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Your Hawks lead 6-0. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
All right, welcome back here to Gilmer. The Hawks leading 7-0, 6:44 remaining in the first quarter. We've got an official timeout for a moment while they work on the change. That'll give us a time to remind you that Texarkana Game Day is brought to you free every week right here on Facebook and YouTube, wherever you are watching us, and we cannot do that without our amazing sponsors. You just heard from Dr. Young there with Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, day one sponsors here for Texarkana Game Day. Also State Bank, and our very own Jay Davis over there. Greg Orr Auto is the sponsor. Rocasa, Reliance Mechanical Contractors, Texas A&M Texarkana sponsors our timeouts. And the scoreboard there in the middle of your screen brought to you by Commercial National Bank. So those logos that you see rotating around in the four corners of the screen, that's how we bring this to you each and every week, and we just want to make sure that you keep them front of mind, let them know how much you appreciate their support of Texarkana Game Day and all of the area high schools in our coverage area. So we're working on some chains down there, and not sure what happened, and you know, they got a lot of stuff going. So let's talk about that last drive. You see the Hawks come out. Nick Bells, a couple of good runs there. Of course, Jalen Boardley punching it in, but it is good to have that 1-2 punch. You look at that, and from a defensive perspective, all of a sudden you got a cat that's quick, and he can move, and he can zip through. And so you kind of get used to that, and then all of a sudden you square up on number 8, and you're in the hole with a full-grown man.
Yeah, definitely different running styles, and are going to be able to complement each other, during this game tonight. I was very, very impressed. Really didn't have any negative plays, and going into this game, we've made some, and of course it's early, but the yellow flags have been plentiful up until this point, and so good to see a first series that's basically been clean, positive plays. And Akari, continuing to move the ball, through the air, and when the decision is there, he's going to take it with his legs. Yeah,
and that's really the thing. Akari made several plays happen on that last drive, either because of good coverage down the field where he didn't have somewhere to go, or a couple of times had some guys in his face. We saw the jump pass there to Lance Jackson. We saw another play where he had to scoot out of the backfield and get away from each other. That's a weapon to have. And you need the athleticism, you need the quickness, but you've got to have that decision-making. And really seeing Akari progress and mature in that way throughout this season has been something really fun to watch.
Coming into the ball as well. He's got 3 interceptions for the season, 2 the 11 TDs that he's thrown in the air, plus the 4 that he's added on the ground. So he is such an integral part to this Pleasant Grove offense.
We'll see how the Buckeye offense adjusts when they come back out. They tried a few different things there, and really the Hawks did a good job to spread them out side to side. Gilmer really wasn't making anything happen. They did get a few yards when they came through the middle there, and so interested to see how this defense makes an adjustment as we go into that. So, again, waiting on the chains to get fixed here. If you are looking at that, and I'm not really sure if they're going to have to go get another set of chains or what they're going to do. I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to show you a little interview, and we'll break into this if the game starts back. We got Coach Gibson's thoughts. We were a little bit late getting started today because of some issues here at the stadium. So we're going to let you see Coach Gibson's thoughts on tonight's game. We'll take you that, and then we will bring you back live as soon as we get this chain situation figured out here at Gilmer. Yeah, something's got to happen.
It's the kids are fired up. They're locked in, and it's one of the biggest games of the year every year, just because of how talented they are and usually how talented we are. We're both top 10 teams, and that's how it's been the last 6-7 years. So they know what's at stake. It's a crazy way to kick off district after an open week, but we both got an extra week to prepare for each other, and I think our kids have handled the off week and this week really, really well. I believe in the previous 7 years, it's the district champ has won that game. So us or Gilmer, 7 district titles. We had 3 of them. They have 4 of them. Out of those 7 years, there's been 5 times.
All right, so you can see here, folks. New chains, Jay.
Well, Pleasant Grove wore the first set out.
So, not sure what happened there. We got a new set out there, and most schools do have an extra set. And so now we get rolling once again. 6 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Your Hawks leading at 7-0. Offense went down and scored on the first offensive drive, and now set to kick off once again is Carter Buxton. And we'll see if we get a return again. You talked about these Buckeyes. They want to pull this thing out.
And going back to the extra point, Caleb Jones is perfect for the season.
Buxton set to kick, rather. Yeah, Caleb Jones has done a fantastic job. This one goes 2 yards into the end zone. The return man for the Buckeyes bringing it out. He's at the 10, and the Hawks bring him down at the 20. So, again, cost him about 5 yards on that. Looked like number 25 for the Hawks, Terrell Patton, the man down there.
And we actually started calling his name out a little bit more in the last game that Pleasant Grove played against Paris. So I expect to see him have a little more action tonight.
So the Buckeyes setting up shop on the 19-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Single back and an H-back in the backfield. Tennyson wanting to throw, looking to his right. Firing down the field, has a man caught. Complete across midfield. That's to Eric Tate. And he's kind of been most of their offense tonight, and a big play down the field. Corey Johnson in coverage. It'll be a first down Buckeyes, and they're at the Hawk 48-yard line, and they're quickly back to the line now. Empty set for Tennyson, 3 to the left side. Now he's flip-flops the formation back to bring the backs into the backfield with him. Hands the ball off to Henderson. He's looking for some room in the middle. Picks up about 5 yards. Hawks had a man there. Noah Sexton, I think, got a hand on him as soon as the ball was snapped and kind of pulled Sexton with him a little bit.
Yeah, Lance Jackson actually had a paw on him as well, and Henderson just very, very strong, continuing to get through that line for a short game.
Everybody on the left side now for the Buckeyes, and they roll Tennyson that way, throwing it into the backfield to receiver, and Akari Johnson comes up and puts a shot. That's number 7, Brendan Webb, on the reception. I'm not sure he thinks those 2 yards are worth it.
Yeah, Akari did a real good job, basically sniffing that out quick, and lays a good hit that might come into play a little bit later tonight, as he remembers that hit that was placed on Akari, or that Akari placed on him.
2 receivers right side now, 1 to the left side. Tennyson handing the ball off to Henderson. Henderson going left. Torian Phillips meet him at the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be enough to move the sticks. First down and 10.
Yeah, Henderson just keeping those legs pumping and able to move those fresh set of chains.
So the Buckeyes have it first down and 10 at the Hawk 38. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 on the right side now. Tennyson bringing a man in motion, and he is not going to get the corner. That's Brendan Webb. He ran into Lance Jackson in the backfield. He's going to lose some yardage back across the 40 to the 41. He and Jackson with a couple of words for each other after the game.
Yeah, Ty Boozer did a great job getting into the backfield and creating that edge, forcing the runner to take it back inside for that loss there.
Second down and 13 now. Henderson trying to come into the middle, and he gets none. It actually wasn't Henderson that time. That was Elise Castillo, the fullback. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, and now we're third down and 10. You feel like the Buckeyes are in 4-down territory here, Jay?
You would think so, being this close. Pleasant Grove brings in Caleb Hackelman to help shore up that middle. But so far tonight, the line has been very, very good.
Mr. Sutton has the band cranked up, trying to bring a little noise over there to this offense. Third to the left side, 2 on the right side. Tennyson is going to be brought down the backfield. Lance Jackson gets in there. Tennyson trying to step up into the pocket, and Jackson gets an arm around the waist and pulls him down, and now it's 4th down and forever, all the way back at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, the defense for Pleasant Grove is definitely clicking so far tonight.
Brandon Pate in to punt once again. The defense trying to figure out if we're going to stay in defense or back up, and now Akari Johnson backs up to receive this punt. Pate with a line drive punt, bounces out of bounds at about the 22. And they're going to give him credit down to the 20, and so the Hawks once again stiffen up on defense. The Buckeyes picked up a couple of first downs, but a couple of big plays by Lance Jackson ended that drive. And Pleasant Grove takes over 1st and 10 at our own 20, 80 yards away from pay dirt. 3:06 remaining in the first quarter. Hawks leading 7-0.
Yeah, those negative plays that I talked about that we haven't seen from Pleasant Grove yet definitely helped stall that drive that Gilmer had once they got around the 30-yard line.
So now Akari Johnson and company bringing it out on the field. Two receivers to the left side. Jabry and Baltimore, the lone man on the right side. Hand the ball off to Jalen Bordley. Bordley trying to make the corner. The Buckeyes wrap him up quickly. He fights for a couple of yards. Really not much there. Elise Castillo, the first man there for the Buckeyes. Bordley gets 2 up to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Gilmer had two or three Buckeyes there quick to be able to keep that to a short gain.
Second down and 8 to go. We're working on Jay's mic, folks, so we'll see what's happening there.
I think my wife did something. She don't want to hear me.
2 receivers left side, 1 right. Akari Johnson on the quarterback keeper. Trying a little read option there. Really wasn't a lot of room to go anywhere. Akari got what he could. 3rd down and 5. I'll call it 6. 3rd down and 6 to go. And it's a big play here for the Hawks down deep in our own territory. We need to get something going on this, and the Buckeyes did a good job on those last 2 plays to stretch the Hawks out.
And Akari could be looking for Lance Jackson on down the seam. That's worked out well for him so far this season in 3rd down situations like this.
2 receivers to the right now, 1 to the left side. Akari hands it off to Bordley. Jalen Bordley looking for some room on the right. He's going to be brought down just shy of the 1st down. Good hard run by Bordley.
The way the defense has been playing, do you keep the offense out there?
Man, down here on my own 30, it's a gamble. We'll see this early, but it looks like at least the offensive personnel is out there.
Could be a couple hard counts.
Might try something like that, see if you can get him to come across. You just don't want to make your own guys jump. Rolling inside now, just inside of a minute remaining in this first quarter. And it's a big fourth down, and the Hawks keep the offense on the field. Akari Johnson back in shotgun. And he's going to keep it. Akari Johnson has the first down and more. Akari Johnson at the 40 and across midfield. First down, Hawks. Akari spreads them out, keeps it himself. And I heard a lot of folks talking about giving it to your quarterback in shotgun when you need 1 yard, and maybe the folks up in Fayetteville need to watch this Hawk offense do it.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Same formation now, empty backfield. Akari Johnson in shotgun in the same play. Johnson just following those big uglies up front. There's a flag on the play this time, and it may be in the area of a hold. We'll see.
We do have a Gilmer Buckeye down, and Joseph Bailey was putting his hand up quickly to get the attention of the coaching staff.
Yeah, didn't see what happened there with that, but yeah, Joseph Bailey, the center for the Hawks. There you go, and he's able to get there. So maybe the guy just got the wind knocked out of him. That is Elise Castillo. The man shaken up, but he's able to hop up there. We'll see what the flag is here. We'll call a blindside block on Jalen Boardley. And so it'll bring the Hawks back to the negative 45-yard line. So it was down the field on the play somewhere. And maybe that's why Akari had so much room. So we're still on first down and 18 now for Pleasant Grove. Boardley now in at tailback. 3 receivers in a triangle to the right side, 1 man by himself to the left. Man in motion, they want to throw. Throwing to Boardley out of the backfield. He catches it. Jalen Boardley makes a man miss at the 40. Jalen Boardley going down the sideline. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Hawks! Jalen Boardley from 55 yards away.
Well, he adds to the one that he has on the ground and has his second TD for the night.
I tell you, when he turned on the Jets going down the sideline, he was covering some space.
Yeah, he has very, very long strides once he gets into the open field.
Now we wait on Jones' extra point. It is up, and it is good. 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Hawks leading it 14-0. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
We are back here in Gilmer. Your score, Pleasant Grove 14, Gilmer 0, 24 ticks left on the clock here in the first quarter after Jalen Boardley 55-yard touchdown pass. Just a little wheel route out of the backfield, and Boardley did the rest. Got a good block there down the field. Jabrian Baltimore was the man over on the right side of the formation, and sprung a block that got Jalen into the end zone, and the Hawks lead this thing by 2 scores here in the waning moments of the first. Buxton, high end over and kick, and they're going to fair catch it at the 15-yard line. And so far tonight, field position has worked out worse for the Buckeyes than if they would have opted for the touchbacks.
Well, listening to the coach from Gilmer, he talked about anything either holding the Pleasant Grove Hawks to 30-yard line or better is what they want. But they've yet to make it to the 30-yard line tonight, as they've been able to run the ball, run the ball out. So, I mean, I do think that that's going to come into play because, that's going to be an extra 10 or 15 yards that they're having to get down the field. And so far, this Pleasant Grove defense has definitely tightened up once they get past the 50-yard line.
Absolutely. And so as a procedure penalty or something on that 5-yard variety. And so the Buckeyes have it at the 30. First down and 10. Tennyson back in shotgun. Hanging the ball off to Henderson, and he is bottled up in the middle. Looks like Lance Jackson involved in that. I see Noah Sexton coming up off the bottom of that pile as well.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove doing a real good job keeping inside the tackles to very short gains tonight.
And that's the way the first quarter is going to end. Your score at the end of one, Pleasant Grove 14, Gilmer 0. We'll take a short break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura, Orr BMW, Orr Cadillac, and the Greg Orr Pre-Owned Super Center. In Texarkana, Classic Buick GMC, Classic Cadillac, Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Classic Kia, Classic Mazda, Classic Pre-Owned, the Classic Car Wash, Greg Orr Marine and RV, Greg Orr Collision, and Classic Chevrolet in Ashdown. Or visit gregorrauto.com.
Welcome back here to Gilmer. Hawks leading 14-0 as we start the second quarter. The Buckeyes back on offense. One receiver split to each side. Everybody else in tight. Got an H-back in the formation with the tailback. Tennyson wanting to throw, looking to the left. Fires incomplete. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd down and 7 now for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, throwing at Jaden Scales. We're going to see a lot of him playing defense tonight with McFadden being out with an ankle injury. And wish him a quick and full recovery, because this defense is definitely going to need him for the remainder of the season.
Corey Johnson back in now at cornerback here on a 3rd and 7. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left for the Bucks. Looking to the left. Little wheel route, trying to get it to Henderson out of the backfield. Falls incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down. And I tell you, KJ Reeder was coming in hunting that ball. I don't know if Henderson heard footsteps or saw him coming, but the ball might have been a little bit too high. But Reeder kind of had him teed up in anticipation for a catch there.
Well, it's good to have Reeder back in the lineup. He was out for a game or two, but already has 23 tackles so far this season.
So Braden Paint into punt for the 3rd time. Akari Johnson standing near the Hawk 37-yard line or so. Paint rolling right, end over end kick, bounces at the 45. And this one takes a good Buckeye roll. And it's going to go all the way down near the 20, and so the Hawks will once again take over 1st and 10 near their own 20. It's where the last drive started as well. I'll give you an update from around the district. North Lamar leading Pittsburgh early, 7-0, 8:28 in the first quarter of that one. Longview Spring Hill leading Liberty Ilo 7-0, 7:06 remaining in the first half of that ball game, and then the rest of 7-4A playing here tonight, with your Hawks leading the Buckeyes 14-0. Akari Johnson now in the offense coming back out. We've scored on our first 2 offensive possessions. This one here starting from the 19-yard line. 11:30 left in the first half. Hawks with 2 receivers split to each side now. Johnson wanting to throw. Nope, pulls it down. Quarterback keeper into the middle. Wrapped up by the linebacker, but still able to pick up 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 to go. Just a little quarterback off tackle to the left there.
Yeah, Braden Pate stepping up there to keep that to a gain of just 5 or 6. Buckeyes needing to find an answer for Akari Johnson in his legs.
Hawks now huddling up, letting some play clock and game clock burn up here. 2nd down and 5. Again, 2 receiver splits each side. And again, Akari Johnson on a quarterback keeper in the middle. He'll be about a yard shy of the 1st down. Gets it up to the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1 now for the Hawks. So nothing fancy, just a couple of keepers there from Akari back to back.
Yeah, looks like Gilmer's going to have to shore up that middle just a little bit.
So on the last drive, the Hawks used the tempo. This one, the opposite of tempo, staying in the huddle. Now we're down to 10 seconds on the play clock before we break it. Single back in the backfield, H-back over to the left as well. And this time Nick Bell's off tackle carry to the left. He's going to have enough for the 1st down, and so the Hawks just methodically 3 runs in a row and moving the chains. You can't say 3 yards in a cloud of dust on a turf field, but kind of comes to mind there. Nothing fancy, just
well, the first
we're going to go this way.
The first point of contact may have had Nick Bell's just a little bit short, but he was able to fight through that and move those chains.
Ball is up to the 33-yard line. And this is the kind of stuff those big uglies up front like. Line up and shove. Now quarterback around the left side. Akari Johnson tripped up into the air and kind of a read option there. Had a chance to pitch it maybe, pulled it down, and defender came in able to take Akari's ankles out from under him. Hold him to 1 yard there. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Braden Pate's lower body basically made that tackle. Akari just was not able to leap over him. Had a little daylight afterwards, but Braden able to make that stop.
The punter, and got a couple tackles on this drive already. Again, 1 receiver split out to each side. H-back is Jackson. They hand to Boardley. And Boardley going to be bottled up in the backfield. Tried to go to the left side, nothing there. Turned back around, and there was nothing but black jerseys in front of him. And now Hawks behind the sticks all the way back at the 30. We're going to be 3rd down and 13 to go. And so may have lulled ourselves to sleep just a little bit there, Jay.
Yeah, that Gilmer right side of the defensive line definitely had a nice job of penetration there to force Boardley into trying to do everything he could to get free.
3rd and 13, Boardley still the tailback. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Akari fakes the handoff to Boardley, rolling to his left. Wanting to throw, fires, it's caught. Not going to be enough for the 1st down, though. Torian Phillips shoved out of bounds near the 40. It'll be 4th down and 4, and the Hawks will have to send in the punt team. Kind of a peculiar drive there. One thing it did do, though, is it took about 4 minutes off the game clock.
Yeah, this will be the first time that we call Cade Martin's name. Definitely a very, very good addition to this Pleasant Grove Hawk defense as far as field position.
And usually a weapon as a punter. This one a high end over end punt, bounces at the 30 and will be downed inside the 30 at the 27-yard line or so. And so the Buckeye defense gets a stop. Now the offense comes back out on the field. The Hawks have forced a punt on all 3 Buckeye drives, and this offense is quickly to the line. Empty formation here. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Got a little, looks like, I'm going to spread the Hawks out. Tennyson now brings the backs in next to him. Puts the H-back over on the right side. Gets the snap. Tennyson wanting to throw. Looking right. Pulls it down. Being pursued. Ball comes out. Ball comes out. We'll see who have it. Looks like the Hawks have it. Pleasant Grove says they do. And they do. Hawk ball. I think Lance Jackson was providing some of the pressure there on Tennyson. The ball comes out. And Pleasant Grove has it. And we've got someone down on the field. No, we don't. We'll see what's going on with them. All right, we'll take a short 30-second break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Here at Local Habit Coffee Company, we are true coffee connoisseurs and the area's only third wave coffee shop. We are excited as football and fall rolls around to introduce this year's fall drink lineup. We have an all-organic homemade pumpkin spice latte, a delicious s'mores latte, and finally, a smoked maple bourbon cortado that can only be described as fall in a cup. No matter what your preference, you can get your dose of fall right here at Local Habit. We cannot wait to see you in one of our shops, and remember to go make something good happen.
Hey, folks, we're back here at Gilmer. You see the Hawk team over there, everybody on a knee. The Buckeyes still with a player down out here on the field. This is their quarterback, Tennyson. We just wanted to kind of break back in, let you know that we're still in an injury timeout, but got some folks out here on the field attending to him. Coaches from both teams are out there, and so we are going to send it to a few commercials. And so those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, if anybody asks why we're just in commercials, I've got a injury situation here at Gilmer, and so we're going to give them time to work that out. And so we're going to go back to some commercials, and we'll break in periodically if we need to let you know what's going on, and we'll bring you back to the action as soon as that starts again. But again, right now, Buckeyes with a player down, and let me just say a prayer for this young man while you're there at home. We'll take a break. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
What's it like at Texarkana College? Life-changing. Starting here means you can go anywhere. We offer student support, student life, dual credit, and hands-on training. And now you can enroll anytime. We'll help you start your future at Texarkana College. Get started by visiting us on campus or online at texarkanacollege.edu. Your future starts here.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
All right, folks, welcome back here. You see the Hawk player still down there on a knee. Got the paramedics out here getting the quarterback for Gilmer, Caden Tennyson, loaded up on a stretcher. They were able to get him stood up, Jay, to get him to sit on there, and so hopefully he is going to be okay. This is one of those things you don't ever want to see in a football game. You get out here and have a rivalry and push and tackle and do all that stuff, but never want to see something like this. Very quiet in the stadium here, but
well, and this is when it becomes more than a game.
Yep.
You know, this young man, his family, friends, and even those that are playing against him, definitely lifting he and his family up. And here comes Jamon Wheeler.
Yep, coming out to talk to him. Yeah, they do have him sitting up on the gurney as they bring him off, and you can hear the crowd on both sides showing their appreciation. And I see that. You got coaches of both teams that were out there that entire thing. And one thing you got to remember, we're in the kid business at the end of the day. And you got guys that know each other and coach and all that kind of stuff. And fans get into a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, coaches are in the kid business, teachers are in the kid business, and just kind of affects everybody with something like that. And so good to see him able to go off at least sitting up there, because for a while there it looked like it could have been a little more sketchy than it was. And so wishing him the best as he goes out, and maybe even by the end of this we can have some updates, and we'll see what we can get from the folks here at Gilmer. And then in the worst juxtaposition possible, you just kind of back up and then you start doing football again. And so we'll get back out here. It is first down for the Hawks. That last play was a Hawk fumble recovery. And so Pleasant Grove will be inside the Buckeye 25 at the 24-yard line here. There's 7:47 left in the first half of this ball game. Hawks are up 14-0. And now Akari Johnson and company coming back out to the field as they whistle the ready for play and start the 25-second clock. So, again, you got both teams just kind of got to get back and get out here on the field now. Two to the left side, one on the right side. Low snap. Akari scoops it up, wants to throw. Hit as he throws. Ball is caught. Jackson Gibson trying to get it in, and he does. Touchdown, Jackson Gibson. Wrapped up near the 4-yard line, and he said, "You're not going to make me go another game without a touchdown," and he drives his feet and gets it in for the score.
Yeah, tough running there towards the end, and Jackson Gibson able to get in for his 5th score of the season.
And now he'll hold on the extra point. The kick is up. Caleb Jones' kick is good. We're going to stick right here with it. And, again, just kind of give you some other scores around the area. Redwater is leading they beat Prairieland last night 32-16. The Hooks Hornets are up over Paris Chisholm 15-6. Homecoming for the class of 2003 tonight at Hooks, at least, Jay, because my sister is there. And so she's checking that out. Paris is leading Kaufman 7-0. Carthage is up 21-0 over Canton. Pittsburgh and North Lamar are now tied. 2.5 minutes left in the first half of that one. And Spring Hill is leading Liberty Ilo 14-0 at halftime. That game down there in Longview, Spring Hill really kind of picked to be one of the bottom dwellers in this district, and they're coming out and putting up a fight against the Leopards here, and so
maybe a surprise this year.
A couple of tight games in 7-4A across the way. This one here, 21-0 in favor of the Hawks here with 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Now the Buckeyes coming out to receive once again. Man, I was glad to see Jackson lower that shoulder and get in there. The man back deep for the Buckeyes is number 3 to Eric Tate. And last time the Hawks opted for a Maverick kick. A little high kick here. And so far have been able to trap them inside the 25 on each drive.
Well, that's definitely been an advantage for the defense, being able to pin them down within that 30-yard line every time that they've had the ball tonight.
Carter Buxton with the ball teed up on the right hash. No wind in the stadium, so he gets no help either direction. Again, high end over end kick. Fair catch at the 24-yard line by Jeremiah Noble. And so that's where the Buckeyes will take over. And so the backup quarterback coming in now is Jaden Edmond. He is a senior. And so Edmond now getting the call for the Buckeyes with Tennyson out. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left side for him. Low snap. He's able to scoop it up. Wants to throw. Firing to the right. Has a man there, and it's incomplete, and they're going to throw a flag. And I tell you, I think Xavier Johnson just didn't turn around, and they're going to get a pass interference penalty there. I thought the receiver was going to pull that in.
Yeah, if I think he would have made a play for the ball as far as turning the head around, he probably would not have gotten that call. And what type of confidence does this coach have in Jaden Edmond?
Yeah.
Right off the bat, put the ball up 20, 25 yards up in the air for, what's going to end up being possibly, moving the chains with the pass interference.
So the pass interference does move it up to the 39-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes from there. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left side now for Edmond. H-back and tailback lined up to the left of the formation as well. And that time, a little something going on with the cadence on the right side of the offensive line. Got moving a little bit early, 5-yard penalty. And so that'll move the Buckeyes back. We'll talk about it for a minute, but pretty.
Yeah, Will Henderson had 931 yards coming into tonight rushing, and I expect he will get a fair share of that load with the remainder of this game with Tennyson out.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that may be some of the differences, mobility and all that stuff we'll see with Edmond here, if kind of what kind of weapons he does. But you did see he did fire the ball down there on the field on that first one. Yeah. They had already moved the ball back 5 yards. Okay. Start here. Now we go back 5. There we go. When the line of scrimmage is on the yard line, it's pretty easy, Jay.
It is.
And this crowd was trying to help him out over here. I think they were just being helpful. 2 to the left side, 1 to the right side. I don't know if y'all could hear that we could hear it in our ears, so you probably could hear it at home. Hand the ball off to Henderson. The ball comes out, bounces around. It's still on the ground. The Hawks have it. Pleasant Grove, for the second drive in a row, takes advantage of a Buckeye fumble. Last night in the press box, I was talking to Coach Taylor, and I didn't want to jinx anything in the pregame, but Coach Taylor told me this Buckeye team this year has a propensity to turn the ball over. And he said, I think we can maybe take advantage of that. And, man, last 2 drives in a row, the Hawks have recovered a fumble. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Pleasant Grove at the Buckeye 49-yard line. 7:22 left in the first half. The Hawks up by 3 touchdowns.
And I think that started because the snap was slow and he was late giving the ball to Henderson.
2 receivers split to each side now for Akari Johnson and company. Fakes the handoff to Bells. Akari pulls it down, wanting to throw, fires, caught, sliding catch by Jabrian Baltimore, comes all the way across the formation. And it's 1st and 10 Hawks at the 30.
And a perfectly thrown ball, because if that ball would have been any higher, I think he would have had his head knocked off.
Absolutely. Fake the handoff again to Bells. Akari wants to throw, firing down the field, intended for Jackson Gibson, incomplete. Akari just led him a little bit too long. I think Jackson stuttered his steps, maybe trying to work on a scramble drill there, and he was just a little bit behind it, and you can I think his dad's probably telling him the same thing. Why did you slow down?
Well, and once he knew that that ball was not going to be caught by him, he quickly swiveled his head and became a defensive back. He was not going to allow anyone from Gilmer to catch that ball either.
2nd down and 10 to go now for the Hawks, and we're going to get a timeout here. Pleasant Grove wants to talk about it. Timeouts brought to you each week by Texas A&M Texarkana. We'll take a timeout with them. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back here to Gilmer after the Pleasant Grove timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks at the Gilmer 30-yard line. 6:59 left in the first half of this game. This is the second drive in a row that the Hawks have forced a Buckeye turnover. Now from 2nd down, the handoff goes to Nick Bells. He makes a man miss in the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Picked up 1 yard on the play, and now we got a little bit of extracurricular activity and got a man swinging around here, and we'll see what's going on. Buckeye player lost a helmet, but then he was throwing punches afterwards. And didn't see the impetus of that. Did you see anything happen down there, Jay?
No, but when you're down by 3 scores, sometimes
you get a little frustrated.
Yes.
So lots of flags on the field. The referees will get this one all ironed out. We talked earlier about Hooks was leading in their game, and Keyshawn Walls, the tailback over there, guy that's had a great career, passed 5,000 yards for his career tonight. And, you know, Hooks has had a couple of good running backs back in the day. Larry Sanders being one of them, and you as a Texas fan.
And Sims.
44 on the defense. Good ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. With 56 on the offense. That is the first unsportsmanlike in this game for each player.
So we're going to have unsportsmanlike
Down is third.
on both sides. And so 44 for them, 56 for us. Got into a little tussle, and they said, hey, that's your first one each. Do it again, you're going to be out.
No, Billy Sims, I believe, still has the record.
Yeah.
And there's some talk that could be reached this year.
Might get
and
close, huh?
Hooks has a great team.
Absolutely.
Says Buddy Shelton.
Well, I've seen them play, and they're pretty good. 3 to the left side, 1 to the right side now. Akari Johnson wanting to throw. Pulls it down. Has some room in front of him. Akari Johnson at the 20. He's at the 10. Brought down near the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Carr didn't have anywhere to go with the ball down the field and just turned on the Jets. Got all the way down to the 6. 1st and goal now for Pleasant Grove. 2 on the right side, 1 to the left side. Hand the ball off to Jalen Boardley. Touchdown! Boardley, number 3 on the night. And an extra point coming. Now not another flag coming in late, and might be a little bit of chipping is going on. I didn't see anybody touching anybody, though, this time. I don't know what. We'll see what's happening here. Might have been somebody saying something, or see what the way they're talking to the Gilmer coach. I think it's going to be on the Hawks. And he was choosing whether or not he wants it now or on the kickoff. So another unsportsmanlike here, and maybe a little jawing afterwards or something. I didn't see any pushing or anything that time, Jay, but probably a little talking back and forth, I would guess. And referee's probably saying, hey, we're not going to have anything that makes us any worse out here. Waiting on the Caleb Jones kick. He might get this one back to the band. Kick is up. It's over the band. And it's good. 6:12 remaining. Oh, no, we got a flag. My goodness, we're going to stay here with it for just a second. See what this one is. A little bit of chippiness out there for sure, and you talked about it. You get down a little bit, you start some of that, but the Hawks, you cannot start mouthing and pushing and doing your own stuff, because I guarantee you these referees are going to be paying attention to all of it. No need to hamper your team.
Can you have offsetting penalties on different plays?
I think they would, if it's a 5-yard and a 15, I think they would march one off, then they would march another one off. Let's see what it is. So the fouls do not offset, but the net yardage. So there was a 15-yard penalty.
Yes, it does.
No, he said. It's what he said. There was a 15-yard penalty on the Hawks, and then after the extra point, there's a 15-yard penalty on the Buckeyes. So we act like neither one of them happened, other than each kid has one. You get another one, you get to go off. And
I can only
much
imagine,
ado about nothing.
Yeah, I can only imagine that Coach Gibson has talked with his players and coaches to try to make sure that this game gets back to some civility. Because when it boils down to it, we're just going to be good competitors.
Act right and get it done, and get on the road back home without injury. Right? So yeah, don't want any of that going on there. So Carter Buxton with the ball teed off at the 40. Once again, he loves using that right hash. Last couple of times he's just elected for a high kick. Fielded at the 20. And we'll see where this one ends up. And this one's going to bounce at the 10. Be scooped up at the 7 by a return man for the Buckeyes. He's going to get it up across the 30, and he'll be shoved out of bounds near the 34. That is to Eric Tate. And so that's where the Buckeyes will start their drive, 1st and 10. And that time he was turning around mouthing at a lot of the players, and they're just trying to run off. He jumped up in the face of Xavier Johnson. Xavier put his hands up like, I'm not getting involved in this. 28-yard line is where the Buckeyes will scrimmage. Jaden Edmond in at quarterback. Going to be an offsides penalty. And the Hawks bring down the ball carrier in the backfield, but Dorian Phillips got about 1.5 yards heads up there.
And that's not fair.
No. So we'll move it forward 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Buckeyes from the 38-yard line.
Yeah, big number 0 playing the little H-back position could be a good blocker for Mr. Henderson.
Yep, Aaron Bell up there. They fake the handoff. Quarterback throws to the right, caught. And the Buckeyes are going to have a 1st down. Looks like number 12, Taj Manson. Jaden Scales making the tackle for the Hawks down the field, but Edmond whipping it out there, and Davari Smith is in at running back, and Will Henderson isn't out there on the field right now for the Buckeyes. Edmond wants to throw again, little tunnel screen in the middle, and the Hawks read that one well, and that is a shot. Lance Jackson driving the receiver into the ground, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
And Lance does need to be mindful that his name has already been called out once tonight.
Yep. Be excited. And he wasn't in their face with it, so, but yeah, don't do anything that gives them an excuse to throw the flag on you for sure. 2 to each side now. Little zoom sweep coming around the left side, and Henderson has some room around the left, and they are not going to get to him. Will Henderson showing off that state champion speed, and he turned the corner, and nobody was going to catch him, and he's in for the Buckeye touchdown.
Yeah, once he cleared Ty Boozer, there was a lane directly to that end zone for Will Henderson.
And he is as fast as advertised. When he turned it up north and south, he was covering some ground. He's a senior. Not sure how big he is. I don't know if he's got offers to go anywhere. Kick is up, and it is good. 4:47 left in the first half. The Buckeyes cut into the Hawk lead 28-7. We'll take a break. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura, Orr BMW, Orr Cadillac, and the Greg Orr Pre-Owned Super Center. In Texarkana, Classic Buick GMC, Classic Cadillac, Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Classic Kia, Classic Mazda, Classic Pre-Owned, the Classic Car Wash, Greg Orr Marine and RV, Greg Orr Collision, and Classic Chevrolet in Ashdown. Or visit gregorrauto.com.
Welcome back here to Gilmer. Buckeyes set to kick off after they cut into the Hawk lead. Will Henderson putting the Buckeyes on the scoreboard. Sprinting it in, now an onside kick attempt. And it bounces in the air, and I'll tell you what, the Buckeyes had a good chance at that. Pleasant Grove is going to get it, but that is about as beautiful of an onside kick as you can attempt. Don't have a replay that we can show you tonight, but that thing bounced exactly where you needed it to be, and I really thought they were going to have that. It hit the guy right in the hands and just unable to get it. And we talked about it in pregame. I thought we may see some trickery from them, and they try it there, but the Hawks do retain possession.
Yeah, when one of your back men is the one who has the possession of an onside kick. That was Jalen Boardley with the hands taking the ball out of bounds.
That's always the guys you want trying to get the ball. Hawks bring it out now on offense. 1st and 10 from the 30. 2 receivers split to each side, 4:40 left in the first half. Kari fakes the handoff, trying to get it out to Torian Phillips, and it's just a little bit low. Hit as he throws. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Kari taking a little bit of an exception to the timeliness of that hit. And talking it over with the white hat there. 2nd down, though, and 10. Jay, I don't necessarily want the Buckeyes to score again. However, there was a gentleman in the stands, and then it was during commercial, and y'all couldn't see it, but the Buckeye band wasn't in the stands. They're getting ready for halftime, so I think they played they were playing the fight song, though, over there, getting ready to come out, and this guy had a cymbal on top of his head, banging on it like a drummer. We'll try to get video of him if it happens again. Akari Johnson carrying the ball around the left side. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play before he's spun down. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now for the Hawks.
And that's one thing that you do see whenever Gilmer and Pleasant Grove play, and that's a spirited fan base.
Absolutely.
And always good to have that at each and every game.
And obviously it's something he does all the time because everybody around him was fired up about it and cheering him on, and so it was good there. 2 receivers split to each side. Akari Johnson wants to throw, looks left. Now he pulls it down, has a ton of room in front of himself, keeps his feet under him. Akari Johnson with a good piece of running here. He's into Buckeye territory inside the 45 before he's finally drugged down by Atavian Ector. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Hawks, and they're going to quickly come back to the line. 3:43 now remaining in the first half. 3 to the left side, 1 on the right side. Fake the handoff. No, he gives it to Boardley. Boardley looking for some room around the left side. Jalen Boardley bouncing it outside at the 20, cuts back inside of a defender there. Spins off of a would-be tackler and is brought down at the 14-yard line. 1st down, Hawks. Jalen Boardley has had a whale of a first half.
Yeah, this is the game that we saw a lot of him have his freshman year.
Yeah.
He is really, really running well tonight.
Hand off to Boardley again to the left side. Picks up some blocks from the Big Uglies. This time, defender able to get out and trip him up near the 10. Pick up about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 to go. He'll come out for a breather. Nick Bell's coming in now at tailback.
Yeah, I think that is Connor Dodd who made that stop. Really having a hard time seeing the number from this far away.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult to see him than I thought it would be there for the Buckeyes. Hand off to Bells. Nick Bells looking for some room in the middle. Wrapped up after a short gain, driven back from there, but his forward momentum gets him down to the 8. Bring up 3rd down and 4. Hawks are definitely inside of Buxton's field goal range, but you know the coaches are thinking touchdown, also thinking, hey, let some time burn off this clock a little bit as it rolls. It'll be inside of 2 minutes by the time this one is snapped here in the first half.
Pleasant Grove will get the second half kickoff as well.
Fake to Bells. Johnson rolling right, throws, caught, Jackson, touchdown, Hawks. Lance Jackson from the H-back position. And this Hawk offense has been clicking on all cylinders in this first half.
Yeah, really only one series that they have not been able to go down and score.
Caleb Jones with another chance at an extra point here. His kick is up, and it's good. 1:52 remaining in the first half. Hawks 35, Buckeyes 7. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Here at Local Habit Coffee Company, we are true coffee connoisseurs and the area's only third wave coffee shop. We are excited as football and fall rolls around to introduce this year's fall drink lineup. We have an all-organic homemade pumpkin spice latte, a delicious s'mores latte, and finally, a smoked maple bourbon cortado that can only be described as fall in a cup. No matter what your preference, you can get your dose of fall right here at Local Habit. We cannot wait to see you in one of our shops, and remember to go make something good happen.
Welcome back here to Gilmer as Carter Buxton once again getting his leg limbered up for a kickoff. The Hawks swelling the lead 35-7. They answer Gilmer's score with a Lance Jackson touchdown reception. High end over end kick will be returned from the 18-yard line. And Terrell Patton for the Hawks comes up and puts a shot on Jeremiah Noble.
Yeah, Patton's made a couple of good plays on special teams tonight.
So the Buckeyes will scrimmage from their own 27-yard line, 1:46 remaining in the first half, and backup quarterback Jaden Edmond is going to have to try to get his Buckeyes down the field if they're going to do something, and this one is going to be incomplete. Now, I don't know how that wasn't a backward pass.
It looked like one to me.
The thing was whistled really quickly, but I tell you what, Buck Anderson was in the middle of that play from the beginning. So they say incomplete, second down and 10. Two receivers split to each side. Edmond looking to the right, pulls it down. Has some room in front of him if he wants to run, makes the corner. He'll go out of bounds just inside the 35-yard line at the 34. He'll be short of the first down. Stops the clock with 1:21 left.
We do have a flag on the field.
It's a hold against the Buckeyes, so the receiver over there on the right side might have opened up the hole a little bit, so we'll back this ball up inside the 25 to the 24. We'll replay second down. Second down and 13 for the Buckeyes once they get their personnel changed out. Again, 1:21 remaining in the first half. Empty backfield for Edmond. Hawk showing pressure. Have a lot of guys in his face trying to get it down. Little tunnel screen set up. But Edmond doing everything he could to run for his life. Unable to connect with Brendan Webb, and it'll be third down and 13.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there from Pleasant Grove. And ball just underthrown to the wide receiver.
Two receivers to the left side, one receiver to the right side. Edmond hands it off, tailback. This time, number 21 for the Buckeyes is on the move. That's Amari Morton. He's knocked out of bounds after a big gain, and he gets it up to the 49-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Buckeyes. Isaiah Wooten.
Yeah, riding him out of bounds with a good hit, but not after moving the ball basically to the 50-yard line.
1:09 left in the first half. And they say roll the clock. Yep, and they're I think the people on this side, it's okay. I think the people on this side feel like he was out of bounds, or maybe the clock should have been run. Three to the left side, one to the right side now for the Buckeye. He did go out of bounds, so I don't know. Edmond, ball comes out. It's bouncing around, but the Buckeyes have it back. And I tell you what, that time, Amari Morton made a big heads-up play there Third fumble for the Buckeyes. This time, Morton able to recover it, though. And we're going to have a timeout. Buckeyes, a Texas A&M timeout. We'll stay here with it. 46 seconds left in the first half. It's the first timeout for the Buckeyes here, and I think both teams need to get to halftime just a little bit and maybe get some tensions calmed down and maybe get some tensions in the crowd calmed down just a little bit, Jay.
Well, every once in a while, you want to help those that are calling the game out there, and definitely have some boisterous fans who didn't agree with having the clock run, because it did look like he was out of bounds.
Yeah, yeah. I think I kind of agreed with them just a little bit on what they were.
But I'll give them that play if they want to give us the backwards pass.
Absolutely, yeah, because we should have had, because that one was definitely a backwards pass there.
I had a Hawk fan tell me that it was a 1,000,000% backward pass.
There we go.
So,
second down and 8, 3 to the left side, 1 on the right side now for Edmond. And hard count gets the Hawks to jump, and so they'll get a free 5 yards here. And Pleasant Grove showing a little pressure there and got moving just a little bit too early. There's 46 seconds left in this first half. Gilmer trying to salvage us something here and get a little momentum before halftime. And you mentioned it before earlier, Jay. The Hawks do get the ball coming out in the second half. Two to each side. Hand the ball off. It's Morton once again. And Jay, ever since Will Henderson scored that long touchdown, he's not been back in the game.
Yeah, I don't know what he's actually doing out there or not out there. I also recognize that Elise Castillo, who was brought out of the game, has not entered back in either, and he's definitely missed on defense, coming in with 44 tackles for the year. So that's the third player that looks like Gilmer is playing without currently.
Gilmer using their second Texas A&M Texarkana timeout of tonight. And Jay, y'all just celebrated a big homecoming over there at Texas A&M Texarkana this week.
We did, and a big soccer game that's going to take place tomorrow, both the boys and the girls. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow, I will be watching the Texas OU game. Hook 'em horns.
2 receivers to each side now for Edmond. He wants to throw. Lots of guys in his face. Throws it underneath, though. Little screen pass set up, and the Buckeyes trying to get some room around the left to Eric Tate. And the Hawks do a good job to keep him in bounds, force the Buckeyes to use their final timeout. 28 seconds remaining, and the Buckeyes use their look like they called a timeout. Now they're going to say timeout officials, and we're going to see.
It definitely looks like it's a first down, so I'm not sure.
I'm going to say a roughing the passer penalty added on to the end of that run.
That definitely gets them inside the red zone. See how this Pleasant Grove Hawk defense can tighten up or not.
First and 10 Buckeyes at the 15 now. Edmond wanting to throw, looking for a man to the left. Incomplete, just out of bounds. Good catch by the receiver, but he was unable to bring it in bounds, and it'll be second down and 10 from the 15.
And Will Henderson was in on that play, but really did not even take a step. So not sure if he's maybe decoy or if they just knew it was going to be a quick timed pass.
Yeah, he's back in there at tailback. 2 receivers split to each side. Edmond wanting to throw. Rolling to his right. Has a man wide open in the end zone. Incomplete. Just unable to get there. And I tell you, there was a little bit of a breakdown in coverage for the Hawks that time. The receiver was standing on the E and Gilmer by himself, and Edmond just overthrew it there. Hawks fortunate on that one, 3rd down and 10.
And a little pressure did take him outside the pocket, so sort of throwing against his body there and just not able to target his receiver in the end zone.
Give that incompletion credit to the Big Uglies up front. 17 seconds left in the first half now. Edmond looking left. Pulling it down, has a lot of room. Edmond trying to make the corner. Steps out of bounds inside the 5. Should be right at first down yardage. And a hold against the offense is going to bring this one back. 10 seconds left, and the Gilmer faithful over here not happy at all. You go from a 1st and goal, and now you're back here 3rd down all the way back at the 25, 3rd and 20.
Yeah, 1st and goal, backup quarterback, and Will Henderson not getting the ball. I've got to ask why.
Yeah, man, something, but I sure wouldn't have him up there blocking if he wasn't able to run the ball. Henderson now going out in motion to the right. Edmond wanting to throw, stepping up into the pocket, firing toward the end zone. Intercepted. Hawks pick it off in the end zone. Xavion Johnson. That is his 4th on the season. And he just went up and met that one at the high point of attack, and so the Hawks will have the ball on the 20-yard line. With 4 seconds left, you feel like a kneel down ought to get us into the halftime locker room. Again, the Hawks do get the ball to start the second half. The 3rd turnover in the ball game ends the Buckeye threat.
Yeah, halftime adjustments for Gilmer are going to be great on both the offense and defensive side of the ball. So they're definitely going to take every minute that they can during halftime to try to figure out what they can do to get the ball into the end zone and first make a defensive stop.
Jalen Bordley, the tailback for the Hawks. He gets the handoff trying to come left and just see what he can do here on 1st down. And he'll be bottled up after about a 5-yard gain, so it'll go in the stats. Nothing more from there. And we will head into halftime. Your score at the half, Hawks 35, Buckeyes 7. We will have halftime coming to you out here as the Hawks will perform first for halftime tonight. And so we will have the showstoppers and then presentation by the Hawk Pride in Motion Band. The band heading to the first competition we'll be competing in tomorrow. Last week hosted competition there at Pleasant Grove, a beautiful marching contest. Lots of hard work there by the band and the band boosters. And Queen City coming away grand champions of that last week, so congrats to those guys. But tomorrow the Hawk Band will be competing across town at Texas High. If you want to come out to the 4 states marching contest, lots of good bands all day long. The Hawks will be performing in the afternoon around 2:30 or so. And so come on out and watch the Hawks band out there tomorrow, and that's going to be a good time for the Pride in Motion Band. This is Band-tober, Jay, because every Saturday in October is a band contest. Matter of fact, this band will compete tomorrow. They'll compete Tuesday at Region. If they get a 1 there, then they continue on, and then we will be next Saturday, the 14th, in Winsboro. So over the next 7 days, 3 marching contests for this Hawk band, and hopefully 5 performances. You only perform once at Region. But first, celebrating 40 years is the Pleasant Grove Showstoppers. And they got their pink pom-poms out here for Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. And so we will bring up the crowd mic and let you hear from the stadium announcers, both the Showstoppers and the Pride in Motion Band. This is Pleasant Grove halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the center of the field for a performance by the American Dance and Drill Team 2023 National Champion Medium Team, the award-winning Pleasant Grove Showstoppers. The Showstoppers are celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Our 2023 Showstopper officers are Junior Lieutenant Amy Womack, Senior Lieutenant Lauren Hornsby, Senior Lieutenant Brianna Jackson, Senior Lieutenant Nora Jordan. The Showstopper captain is Senior Jace Ramos. The Showstoppers are under the direction of Mrs. Christy Robinson and will perform a few streamer routine to celebration. The Pleasant Grove Independent School District proudly presents for your continuing halftime entertainment the award-winning Pleasant Grove Pride in Motion Band. The Pride in Motion Band is led on the field by junior drum majors Deanna Dyer and Owen Braza. Color guard captains are senior Lissy Pitch and junior Jayla Tank. Tonight, the band will be performing their 2023 competition show, Ascension. Pleasant Grove High School Band. The Pride in Motion Band is under the direction of Jay Sutton, assisted by Jody Digby, Devin Sipes, Anna Sutton, Kevin Sutton, and Ed Grissom. Featured soloists in tonight's performance include freshman Eldon Braza and senior Lorianne Hensel, junior Emily Hobbs, and trombone quartet Luke Williams, Aaron Evers, Owen Braza, and Philip Lamb. This week's section of the week is the clarinet. Veteran of the week is Alicia Luna, and new member of the week is Ava Clary. We would like to thank the Pleasant Grove Band Booster Club and administration for the continued support of our program. Go Hawks! The star of the week is Jocelyn Sanchez. And now the stars perform Gilmer's favorite, the high kick, to Confident. Fans on your feet as the Stars kick to the Gilmer Buckeye fight song. The Stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gilmer Independent School District is proud to present one of the most decorated military marching bands in Texas, the pride of Upshur County, the UIL Sweepstakes Award-winning Gilmer Buckeye Band. And now we feature the GHS Majorettes as they perform a twirl routine to the Fall Out Boy hit, Light 'em Up. The Gilmer Band Majorettes. The Buckeye Band is proud to march in the traditional American military style. Under the field command of drum majors Mia Stowe and Aubrey Gillen, the band steps off to Declaration Fanfare by Larry Ward, the University of North Dakota and the New Corn Palace by Carl King, Joyce's 71st New York Regiment March by Boyer, Anchors Away, arranged by Larry Ward, and Pride of the Wolverines by John Philip Sousa. marquee bands are directed by Eric Gray, Brandon Norman, Chris Wood, Sarah Thompson, and Kaylee Cochran. The major sponsor is Allison Logan. Come support both of these fine high school bands at the UIL Region Marching Band Contest this coming Tuesday. The Buckeye Band will perform at 3:45 in Mount Pleasant Sam Parker Stadium.
All right, folks, what some incredible performances there by the Pleasant Grove and Gilmer High School bands. And as I said, the Pride in Motion band competing tomorrow over at Texas High. So you can come out and lots of good bands from around the city there. You can get on Texas High Band Boosters Facebook page and look at the lineup for tomorrow. But it should be a good time out there at Grimm. So
Pleasant Grove's specifically around 2:30.
About 2:30, yeah, 2:30, 3 o'clock, I think. We got the itinerary. I know there's warm-up time and all that. But if you show up by 2:30, you'll be able to see the Hawks. And there's preliminary and there is finals. And so if you'll check out the Pleasant Grove Hawk, PG Hawk Band Boosters Facebook page or the Pride in Motion Band Facebook page, if you are still watching the Texas game during the first performance, you can check out and maybe see when the finals are and come back and catch those in the evening, provided we make it there. But, we always want to assume that we're going to and go out there. And, man, the band did a great job tonight, so excited to see them get that started. Also want to let you know we did have the injury to Tennyson. We were talking to some of the Gilmer folks here during halftime. They said that actually what happens, he was knocked out. He kind of came back to out there on the field. Uh-oh, little onside kick here, starting it off. Ball's bouncing around, and they say they have it. Hawks say we have it, and let's see what the call is here. A little trickery. So far, only players have made motions. We'll see what the Zebras say. Lots of discussion here. Hawk ball. Okay, so Pleasant Grove football. But like I was saying, Tennyson did wake up there when they got him on the gurney, and they said the first thing he told his buddy was, hey, run to the locker room, grab my phone and my earbuds, please. And so they're just going to go get him checked out, make sure concussion protocol and that kind of stuff. But we're wishing him the best. But it sounds to me like those teenage boy priorities were 100% active still, Jay.
Well, and that made me feel good because if the concern for him was I need to keep my social media updated.
Yep. Then he's feeling pretty good. Yeah. So wish him the best, and I just wanted to give y'all that update. Hawks now back out on the field. Akari Johnson and company. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left. Akari pulls it down to throw. Pass is complete across the middle. Xavion Johnson gets it across midfield all the way down to the Buckeye 35-yard line. So a big reception there by Xavion to start the second half. So the Hawks come out firing here.
Xavion comes off a little tender, but was able to set just inside that zone, and Kari makes a good pass.
Talking to one of the media members for the Buckeyes down there. Time of possession in the first half, 10:58 for the Buckeyes, 11:02 for the Hawks. So pretty even there. 2 receivers split to each side. Akari pulls it down, and he's going to turn it into a little bit of something. I'll tell you what, he stepped out of bounds after a short gain. Nowhere to go down the field, but able to keep his feet moving and pick up a few yards there to bring up second down, and the Hawks quickly back to the line. Hand it off now to Nick Bells. Can't find the hole the first time. Bounces outside. Makes it around the corner. He'll have enough for the first down. Good patient run there by Bells. Waited for some blocks to develop in front of him there on the right side of the play.
Yeah, patience definitely the best word to use for that, and developed for another first down.
Again, the Hawks with tempo. Hand off to Bells again. This time he's got some blockers out in front of him. And Nick Bells loses the ball, and it is stripped, and the Buckeyes have it. He got stood up, and Aaron Bell, senior linebacker, just took the ball out of his hands. And so the Buckeyes with a turnover here to start the second half.
Yeah, that definitely is going to open up the eyes of the Pleasant Grove defense, and a little stress here right off the bat in this second half. And a score here just gets Gilmer that much closer, but still 4 scores behind.
Jaden Edmond is the quarterback. He came in to replace the injured Tennyson. Hands it off to Henderson, who's back in the game. And a little curious there at the end of the first half. Henderson not in there very much, but he is back out there, and I guess no worse for wear after the first half, and picks up a couple of yards there on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Again, 2 receivers left side, 1 receiver right side. Edmond with a man in motion. Hands to Henderson again, a little delayed handoff, and Henderson is off to the races. And the Hawks don't have anybody that are going to be able to catch up to him. 71 yards for Henderson. And just a little stutter step in the backfield, and then by the time he came through the line, he was at full speed, and you could see him pull away there and show off that speed. Again, I was talking to media guy there for Gilmer. Of course, he said they won the track state championship last year, and he had 3 of the gold medals for them on that team. So the Buckeyes force a Hawk turnover and then score here to start the second half, and so they're trying to get a little bit of momentum going. Waiting on the extra point here. The snap is back. The kick is up, and it is good. 10:02 remaining in the third. Hawks leading at 35-14. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back here to Gilmer. The Buckeyes once again trying an onside kick, and Walker Wright jumping up to pull that one down. The good hands team there, and so the Hawks will start inside Buckeye territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, definitely no quit in these Gilmer Buckeyes, so I anticipate seeing a few more onside kicks should they continue to put some points on the board.
Clock setting at exactly 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Hawks up by 3 scores, 35-14. Last offensive drive ended with a strip. Jalen Bordley in now at tailback. He gets the handoff, following Caleb Hackelman and company around the right side. And he's going to be bottled up after a short gain. Buckeye defender able to come in from the outside of the formation there and wrap him up that time. That's number 53, Alex Guillen. 2nd down and 9 to go for the Hawks. Again, now burning up some time in between plays. Hawks will huddle up and then bring it out. Kari makes sure the receivers on the left side have the play call. 9 to go, pulls it out, wants to throw. Akari floating left, firing down the field, incomplete, trying to get it to Jackson Gibson. Led him a little bit too long. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and 9 to go now.
Yeah, it looked like Akari wanted to go deep at first, looking for Justin Castile, but just had some pretty good coverage with the Gilmer defensive back.
3rd down here, really not a lot of life in either side of these stands, and see if maybe we can get something fired up here going in this 3rd quarter. And the Hawks are going to call a timeout. Talk about it just a little bit here on a big 3rd down, and I don't know, just a little bit flat coming out of the locker room here, and we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach makes, and maybe Coach Gibson could feel that a little bit as well and said, hey, we're going to get over here and talk about it. You don't want to give the Buckeyes too much momentum, and come out over here. They got a coach over here for the Buckeyes. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's yelling at some of the Hawk players out there before the kickoff.
Well, and I do think it's a wise timeout just to sort of, catch the team up on what is going on and probably reminding them that Gilmer is scoring 50-plus points per game. So they could definitely get back into this game should Pleasant Grove start playing on their heels.
Yeah, don't show up and just put something halfway together. Other scores in the district, now Longview, Spring Hill, and Liberty Ilo tied up at 21, 3.5 minutes left in that ball game. And North Lamar leading Paris 14-7, 2:44 left in that one. Hawks and Akari Johnson now back out on the field in a tight formation. 3rd down and 9 to go. Pitches it out to Bordley. Bordley looking for some room around the left side, and Jalen Bordley has some now. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it'll be in the area of a hold. Bordley gets it all the way down to the 15-yard line. There is a flag up here near the 35. So we talked about needing to get Bordley involved. That time a good hard run there by the senior.
Yeah, Aaron Bell was the recipient of that infraction.
And so the penalty will move it back to the Hawk 49-yard line. We'll try 3rd down again, this time 3rd and 13.
Kari Johnson actually going to get the play call from Coach.
Bordley still in at tailback. Jackson Gibson in at receiver. KJ Reeder coming out to the left side. Lance Jackson at the H-back on the left side. Kari fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, has a man in his face, firing down the field. Caught by Bordley, Jalen Bordley at the 25. Jalen Bordley keeps his feet driving all the way down to the 15. There's a flag that comes in at the end of this play. The Buckeyes are screaming for a hold, and I think they may have a case, Jay.
I see nothing. I hear nothing.
That one will be interesting to see back. It is a 1st down for the Hawks. The Buckeyes do have a man down on the field. We'll see what the flag is that came down at the end of this.
Well, and I don't want the laundry or possibly the missed hold call to delete the athleticism that Bordley showed there to even bring that ball down.
So it's an illegal blindside block against KJ Reeder. However, it was far enough down the field. It is the 1st down, but yeah, Bordley jumped up, caught that ball, and just made a beautiful play at the end of it. I honestly was expecting a hold here at the throw, and kind of got caught off guard with what was going down there. Plus, the angle we're at, a little bit hard to see down to the that end of the field. Regardless, 1st and 10 Hawks at the 34-yard line. 2 on the right side, 1 man left. Fake the handoff. Akari with a man in his face trying to get out of the backfield. Akari Johnson pulls it down, leading his blockers, pointing down to the field where he wants them to go. Gets it inside the 30 to the 29, and man, what could have been a several-yard loss instead turns into a 5-yard gain, and the Hawks quickly back to the line now. Akari hands it off to Nick Bells. Bells with some room around the right side. Nick Bells has enough for the first down, gets it inside the 20 down to the 19. Clock will stop temporarily while the chains move. 7:45 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Nick Bells had a nice hole opened up for him by Caleb Hackelman and was able to extend this drive with another first down.
Bordley back in now at tailback. 1st and 10 from the 19 as the Hawks huddle up. Let some clock burn down as we're inside of 10 on the play clock. Hand it off to Bordley. No. Akari follows Bordley, and Akari Johnson goes in untouched. Touchdown, Hawks. Akari Johnson. I think they faked out several people with the handoff, and instead of giving it to Bordley, he just followed his big tailback, and by the time everybody, including me, realized Akari had the ball, nobody was going to catch him, and he's in for the score.
And that's definitely a little wrinkle that I have seen because I've seen some called, quarterback runs up the middle but not trailing his running back like that.
Kick is up. It's good. 7:14. There's a flag. We're going to go to break, and they'll figure it out during the break. 7:14 remaining in the third quarter. Hawks 42, Buckeyes 14. We'll take a break. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Welcome back here to Gilmer. The Buckeyes were given a 15-yard leaping penalty on the extra point try, and so that's why we are kicking off from here, and Caleb Jones is kicking, and looks like the Hawks are lining up for an onside attempt perhaps, and you talked about it, Jay. You said Josh Gibson has a history. If we get a penalty where it lines us up this side of the field, we're going to try it, and so now the Hawks trying an onside kick here, and it bounces in the air and knocked out of bounds, and not a bad attempt there by Jones, and so the Buckeyes will retain possession up near their own 30-yard line, and you said it may happen, and there it did.
Well, and I know just watching Coach Gibson over the years, he's done that quite often after a penalty on an extra point, and especially when you've got the defense playing as well as they have so far tonight, in being able to hold them, even if they did get the ball on the 40-yard line, you're really only giving up 10 or 15 yards of what they've been getting anyway.
Batting. So the ball was batted out of bounds by the receiving team. That is a 10-yard penalty. So we've had leaping, we've had batting, and some calls you don't normally hear on a Friday night, Jay.
No, but there's definitely been plenty of laundry on the field.
They
after that first series, and I made the mistake of just benching
there you go. And that's what happened. Edmond wants to throw, throws out to the left side. Complete. That's Jeremiah Noble. Jaden Scales in coverage for the Hawks. Knocks the receiver out of bounds after a short gain. Bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, good job there by Jaden, just out there on an island, and is able to keep him short to a short gain.
Use that sideline as an extra defender there. 3 to the right side, 1 to the left side. Edmond wants to throw, and he is not going to have a chance. He is dropped in the backfield. Jamon Wheeler.
Who was that?
Jamon Wheeler registers another sack. One of your players to watch in the game, and really, that young man, I cannot help but think that he's going to garner a lot of attention from some college coaches, just how he's played through the first half of the season, and then even out here tonight, he's been involved in several big plays behind the line of scrimmage this year. Edmond wanting to throw again, pressured, trying to get it set up underneath with a Henderson on a screen pass. It's incomplete, and behind the sticks, the Buckeyes will have to punt here, 4th down, and about 17 to go.
And so far tonight, really haven't seen any long punts in the air. So I'm just wondering if maybe Pleasant Grove doesn't show a little pressure, try to put some pressure on number 32, Mr. Pate.
Yeah, and Pate likes to do that little rollout before he punts it, and yeah, maybe we send up somebody at him that way. The Hawks with 2 men back now. And Pate rolls to his right. It's a high, short punt, and it is going to stay on the Gilmer side of the field, inside the 40, down around the 37-yard line. And so the Hawks will have great field position here. 6:16 left in the 3rd quarter. Hawks leading this thing 42-14. Pleasant Grove offense making their way back out on the field here.
Yeah, I expect to just see a little bit more of the same tonight. Plenty of Bordley, plenty of Bells, and plenty of Johnson.
Kari Johnson brings them out. Nick Bells is the tailback. Jabrian Baltimore, the man by himself on the left side of the formation. And now they send Lance Jackson out there with him to the slot on the left. Jackson Gibson slotted up on the right side. And delay a game against the Hawks. And Josh is saying, hey, you got to watch the play clock. A little bit slow coming out of that from the sideline, but something you got to pay attention to. 1st down and 15 now. Kari looking left, now looks back right, pulls it down, has a ton of green space in front of him, fires down the field, has a man there in the air, caught, touchdown, Hawks! Jalen Bordley. 2nd time in the air tonight. And Jalen Bordley jumps up and pulls it in. And there's a flag. Holding on the Hawks. So we're going to take the score off the scoreboard. We're going to back this thing up.
Yeah, unfortunate that the hold took place there because it is going to take some points off the board. And Bordley once again makes another very, very good leap to come down with the ball, but that will be scratched from the record books.
Won't be in the record books, but it'll be on the huddle tape. 2 receivers split to each side now. Hawks 1st down and 25. Bordley catches this one, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Be shoved out of bounds there inside the Buckeye 40, down to about the 38.
Yeah, Kari making a good throw there before Bordley actually came out of his break. And Bordley able to track down the ball and turn that upfield.
Now we got flag coming from over there, and nobody's moving. Sideline warning against the Hawks. So maybe they They told him to back up a little bit. And
got Hawks and Boo Birds in the in the stadium tonight.
All sorts of things going on. At some point, somebody may hold up a sign that says, "Officials, we've noticed you. Thanks." Makari wanting to throw. Pulls it down now. Has some room in front of him. Makari Johnson will have enough for the first down. Spun out of bounds near the 20. First down Hawks, and Makari Johnson showing you why he's so dangerous. Good coverage down the field, but you give Makari 15 to 20 yards to work with, and he's going to get what he can with his feet. First down and 10. Quickly back to the line come Johnson and Hawks. Hand it off to Nick Bales trying to come left. Buckeyes do good to string him out. Number 34, the punter. No, that's Jerry Dean, rather. That's not, Jerry Dean making the tackle. It's not the punter. Quickly back, Makari Johnson. Rolling right. Breaks free of a would-be tackler. And he'll step out of bounds after a short gain. And again, Makari using athleticism to escape a sack. Picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, there was a second or two there that I thought that Gilmer was going to be able to get their first sack of the evening. But Makari able to high step out of that and turn that into a very short gain. Got 4 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in this quarter.
Two receivers to each side. Johnson pitches it out. Jalen Boardley has enough for the first down and a little bit of a scrum over there. It'll move the 6, though. First and goal, Hawks. Spring Hill and Liberty Ilo are in overtime. Hand the ball off to Nick Bales. Bales diving forward. Hawks threatening to score once again here with 4:08 remaining in the third. Makari Johnson looking over to the sideline to get the call from the coaches. Brings everybody in. 8 seconds on the play clock, and we may let this thing wind down and take a timeout, and that's what they're going to do. The coaches are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with them. Timeouts brought to you each week by Texas A&M Texarkana. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura.
Yep. All right, folks, sorry about that. The play clock was not reset, and so that's why the Hawks almost ran out of play clock there. And so now we got it rolling again. Makari Johnson, quarterback keeper in the middle. Touchdown! Hawks! Makari Johnson. Second drive in a row that he does it with his feet.
Parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah, big holes in the middle. Now waiting on the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 3:39 remaining in the third. Hawks lead at 49-14. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Here at Local Habit Coffee Company, we are true coffee connoisseurs and the area's only third wave coffee shop. We are excited as football and fall rolls around to introduce this year's fall drink lineup. We have an all-organic homemade pumpkin spice latte, a delicious s'mores latte, and finally, a smoked maple bourbon cortado that can only be described as fall in a cup. No matter what your preference, you can get your dose of fall right here at Local Habit. We cannot wait to see you in one of our shops, and remember to go make something good happen.
Welcome back here to Gilmer. Hawks spread the lead 49-14 over the Buckeyes. 3:39 remaining in the third quarter. Carter Buxton with the ball once again teed off, and several of the Buckeye faithful heading out, maybe trying to get an early start on tailgating for tomorrow's Texas game, Jay, but they've seen all of this that they want to. Buxton set to kick. High end over end kick, fair caught at the 15-yard line. And so the Buckeye offense will once again make their way out on the field.
But Dairy Queen does close at 10:30. So
might get over there and get you a blizzard on the way out. We are not going to make it at 10:30. First and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Bucks. Two receivers to the left side, one on the right side. Have a man in motion there. They fake it to him on the zoom sweep. Give it to Henderson. Henderson has really been the bright spot on offense for the Buckeyes tonight. Two long touchdown runs by him. The only offense in the game. Actually, that wasn't Henderson that time. That was Atavian Ector.
Terrell Patton coming up to make that stop.
A few subs in here in the game for the Hawks. Ector again on the carry around the left side, and he is bottled up before he can make the corner. Jace Elrod was out there involved in that tackle. And I think Patton as well out there. Buck Anderson out there on the field. Jalen Foster in the game for the Hawks. KJ Greer in on the defensive line. Edmond on the quarterback keeper around the left side. He's going to step out near the 35-yard line. It's not going to be just enough to move the sticks. First down and 10 for the Buckeyes. And Ector showing a little bit of speed. Edmond using a little bit of speed coming around the right side there.
And Buck Anderson did as well, so that leads me to believe that ankle is pretty close to being completely healed.
Absolutely. Edmond wants to throw, looking to his left, firing down the field. Picked off in the middle. KJ Reeder with the second interception of the night for the Hawks, and he's trying to get a return on. Has it inside the 50. He'll be down near the 45, and once again this Hawk defense takes the ball away from the Buckeyes, and the Pleasant Grove offense will be back out on the field.
And Jace Elrod was the key to that because he hit the quarterback and hit his arm and caused that ball flight to change to allow KJ to get that interception.
Do your job up front, and good things happen down the field. We'll see if the Hawks stick with first team O coming out here. Yep, Kari Johnson still bringing them out.
Well, and I think there's still some things that Pleasant Grove wanted to accomplish in this game, so we'll probably see the ones out there a little bit longer.
Nick Bale at tailback. They fake the handoff to him, firing down the field, trying to get it to Jackson Gibson. Incomplete as he tries to come back for it. He wants a flag. There will not be one. He was trying to come back through the defender, and he may have a case there, but flag stays in the pocket, but not the first time tonight we've seen maybe something. Maybe even it went the other way. So,
and a little more air, let it go. A little more air under that ball.
Yep.
Jackson wouldn't have had to sort of slowed his stride down.
Regardless, second down and 10 from the Buckeye 46. Now the Hawks are going to call a timeout. Timeout. Pleasant Grove. We'll stay here with it through this timeout because we'll still have the quarter and try to get to the fourth here. Pleasant Grove leading at 49-14, 2:08 left in the ball game. Next week, the Hawks will travel to Pittsburgh, take on the Pirates. Gilmer will travel to Liberty Ilo to take on the Leopards. And North Lamar and Spring Hill will play each other. Spring Hill and LE are tied at 28. They're going into the second overtime of the night there. And North Lamar defeated Pittsburgh 14-7. North Lamar moves to 5-1 on the season. Their only loss coming to Commerce, 31-20, and so North Lamar. I talked about that at lunch today too with the guys, and I said I don't know if they're good or if they just haven't played anybody, but they'll come out with the same record in district as we do after tonight. Hawks now back out after the timeout. Hand the ball off, little sweep around the left side. It's Justin Castile. He's going to get it down to the 40-yard line. It'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Hawks from the 40. And trade out some personnel. Bells comes out.
Good news.
Boardley comes in. I was like, well, I thought you were something else over there. Yep, Boardley coming in to replace him. 3 receivers right side. Again, man in motion. Boardley coming on the wheel, trying to get down the field. Incomplete. And there's going to be a flag that comes in on this one. And I think the defender probably had a hold of Boardley's left arm. He almost caught it with his right arm. Boardley came on a little wheel route there, but I think the defender probably draped on him just a little bit too much.
And not a bad thrown ball.
Yeah, no, I think it was about where it needed to be. I think if Jalen had the use of both of his hands, he probably would have been able to bring it in. So the penalty will move the ball down the field. It'll also give the Hawks a fresh set of downs. First down, Pleasant Grove, 1:20 remaining in the third quarter here.
The offensive line doing a very good job tonight, opening up those holes and protecting the car.
Hawks will scrimmage from the 25. Johnson rolling to the right, wanting to throw, fires, incomplete. He had a streaking Jabry in Baltimore coming across the formation. And now we got another flag for a little extracurricular activity after the play here. And up here, a couple of the linemen having a little intense moment of fellowship. So we'll see.
I haven't seen the Gilmer defense walk towards the line of scrimmage, so they may know something already.
It's going to be against the Buckeyes. So it'll be an unsportsmanlike against the Buckeyes. Half the distance to the goal. So they get another player with his first unsportsmanlike conduct. And you don't want to get the second. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the Buckeye 18-yard line now. 1:13 left in the game. Excuse me, they're at the 12-yard line, not the 18. 2 receivers split to each side. Akari fakes the handoff, pump fake, pulls it down, trying to find a man open, fires into the end zone, caught, touchdown Hawks! Jabrin, Baltimore.
Always good to see the quarterback go back to a receiver who may have let one down.
Yep.
And hits him in the end zone for a score.
Yeah, and Jabrin just did a good job to keep his feet moving and find a way to get open. Akari doing a good job to not get past the line of scrimmage, and he put a little sauce on that ball when he put it out there. The kick is up, and it's good. And we got another flag flying up in the air here at the end of this one. And let's see what this call is.
Personal foul on the defense, number 17. It's a 15-yard penalty administered on the kickoff.
So we have personal foul administered on the kickoff. So the kick is good. 1:05 remaining in the third. The Hawks up 56-14. We'll take a break. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day. Welcome back here to Gilmer. Again, a 15-yard penalty sets the Hawks up inside Buckeye territory. And so the Hawks attempting an onside kick here. Trying to get the high bounce and goes out of bounds. Had a chance at that one. And
just off the hands of Lance Jackson, I believe. Made a good play for the, but two good kicks in a row.
By Caleb Jones. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. He, you can tell that's something that he works on because different turfs and that kind of stuff, trying to get that ball to bounce like you do. And honestly, the Buckeye kicker has made some beautiful kicks as well. And so good things to see there on special teams. Yeah, the ball was touched by the Hawks. So it'll be Gilmer ball at the 30.
And I do want to go ahead and congratulate Jabron one more time.
Yeah.
That is his first touchdown of the season as well.
Nice. Good to get him in the books there. Two to the right side, one to the left for the Buckeyes. They hand the ball off to Henderson. And he's going to be bottled up right near the line of scrimmage as this thing rolls inside of 1 minute remaining in the third. Eddie Tank on the tackle there. And if you saw out there during halftime, if you saw the third bass drummer out there in the football pants, that's my man Eddie Tank out there. And so he will be performing at a band contest tomorrow, and multi-talented young man there. Little sweep around the left side for the Buckeyes. And this play has potential. Several Hawks now finally involved in bottling up Brendan Webb.
And a couple of plays for the ball there by Pleasant Grove, trying to strip that ball, still looking for turnovers.
Yeah, Isaiah Wooten was trying his best to pull that out as they made the corner there. And
looks like Gilmer's going to allow the quarter to end.
Yep, 10 seconds remaining, and it's going to roll out. So at the end of 3, the Hawks 56, the Buckeyes 14. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
What's it like at Texarkana College? Life-changing. Starting here means you can go anywhere. We offer student support, student life, dual credit, and hands-on training. And now you can enroll anytime. We'll help you start your future at Texarkana College. Get started by visiting us on campus or online at texarkanacollege.edu. Your future starts here.
Welcome back here to Gilmer as we start the fourth quarter. First and 10 for Buckeyes at the 45, and they're going to start it with a bang here. Number 14, Davari Smith streaks his way in from 55 yards away, untouched for the Buckeyes score. All three of their scores have been on at least 50-yard runs, I think, Jay.
And that has been their MO this year, getting to that 50-point average on offense.
Wait on the extra point here. It took all of 9 seconds here to start the fourth quarter. Kick is up, and it is good. 11:51 remaining in the ball game. Hawks lead at 56-21. We'll take a break. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back here to Gilmer. The Buckeyes on a 55-yard touchdown run by Davari Smith. Make it a 56-21 game in favor of the Hawks. And the Buckeyes on an onside kick, and they recover this one again. Another beautiful one. We talked about both teams doing a great job, and boy, that one just went and fell right into the arms of Taj
12.
Manson.
Yeah.
Do want to remind you about the sponsors of Texarkana Game Day. We could not do this without them. Texarkana Emergency Center, State Bank, Greg Orr Auto, Rocasa, Reliance Mechanical Contractors, Texas A&M Texarkana, and our scoreboard sponsor, Commercial National Bank. Thank you so much to all of them and what they do. Edmond and the Buckeyes back out here. Handoff to the tailback trying to come left, and the Hawks wrap up Smith quickly. And going to be a little bit of extracurricular after the end of this, a little bit of chippiness going on, and that time looked like maybe the guy tried to bait somebody into it because he immediately started bouncing up and down and pointing. So we'll see what the call is here.
Well, the Gilmer lineman actually made a pretty good play on Buck Anderson, and Buck Anderson popped right back up and may have
got in his face a little bit.
May have done a little chest bump. And so Buck's going to have the opportunity to watch this play from the sideline.
Coach probably telling him, I wish you hadn't have done that. So the 15-yard penalty does move it down to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes there. Edmond and company. Fake the handoff again, give it to Smith, looking for some room in the middle. We bottled up after a short gain. Stopped at the 26-yard line. Second down now for the Buckeyes.
Looks like Ty Boozer was there, one of the first Hawks to make that stop.
Again, Buckeyes get the call in. 10:55 remaining in the ball game. Edmond wants to throw, looking left toward the end zone. Caught behind the defender. I tell you what, it's one of the better plays you'll see to Eric Tate. the senior just reached behind the defender there. Torian Phillips, and pulled that in.
Yeah, Torian was trying to plead his case that he was out of bounds.
Edmond hands it off to Smith. Smith punches it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes. So they get the onside kick, and now they score. We'll wait on the extra point and look over at the swinging gate formation, and now they bring it in. Waiting on the kick. Everybody's waiting on the kick. Snap is back. It's a little bit high. The kick is up, and it's good. We'll stay here with it. 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game. Hawks lead it 56-28. This is 45. And both bands starting to crank up, and again, just reminding you, yeah, there's our man with the symbol up on his head, and he's one of the Gilmer faithful who's still here, and he's having a great time tonight out there. He's sitting right down here in front of us. We'll let you guys check him out.
I'm not sure what you have to do to sit in Section D, but that's where he is.
That's where he is, and hope that man has some Excedrin. So the Buckeyes set up for another onside kick. They recovered one last time, 10 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's a lot of game left.
Don't mess around and let this thing turn into something. And the Hawks with the hands team up front here.
Well, last week on an onside kick, Gilmer actually ran one back.
High kick, Jackson reaches out and grabs it for the Hawks, and it helps when you have a man that's, 6'6" or so, however tall he is. And so Pleasant Grove will have it just inside the 45-yard line, and the hands team with a lot of practice on both sides tonight. And again, we've seen some pretty impressive onside kick attempts from both teams. Only one working so far between both teams, and that was Gilmer on the last one. Hawks needing to burn up the last 10:40 in this ball game and move to 1-0 in district. And again, we make the drive next week down to Pittsburgh, take on the Pirates. They fell to the North Lamar Panthers tonight. Hawks come out with two receivers split to each side, single back in the backfield. Akari Johnson, quarterback keeper, gets it just across midfield into Buckeye territory to the 49-yard line. 7-yard gain on first down for the senior. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, that snap actually was in between he and Bordley. Akari able to pull that in and get a good gain.
Two receivers right side, one left side. Handoff now to Jalen Bordley. Bordley tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, leaned forward maybe for a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 2 now for the Hawks. 9:52 left in the contest.
Yeah, Jerry Dean there for the Buckeyes to help make that stop.
Hawks have doubled up the Buckeyes, 56-28.
Well, historical reference, Pleasant Grove has never scored 11 touchdowns in a game.
3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Akari Johnson trying to come around the left side. Gets it inside the 40 to the 39. It'll move the sticks. 1st down and 10. More important, stays in bounds and it keeps the clock running.
This is normally the distance that Jackson Cobb likes. I mean, Jackson Gibson.
Hand it off to Nick Bells. Nick Bells off tackle to the left. Picks up 8 yards on first down, brings it out to the 31-yard line. Second down and 2 to go. Again, my alma mater Hooks gets a big win on homecoming, 62-6 over Paris Chisholm. And Rockport Fulton down in Corpus Christi. My cousin is the DC down there. They got them a win tonight too. So good wins all around by my favorite high school teams. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left side. Nick Bells has enough for the first down, gets it inside the 25 down to the 23. And just got this in. Longview Spring Hill defeats Liberty Ilo 35-28 final in double overtime.
Spring Hill coach definitely appreciative of his team in overtime because it probably shouldn't have gone into overtime.
No, yeah, that'll be interesting. They said he had it down, 11 seconds left, chance to kick a field goal to win. They were down on the 5 and spiked the ball on fourth down. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right side. Nick Bells again on the carry for the Hawks. Nick Bells again around the 10, shoved out of bounds near the 6, first and goal, Pleasant Grove. Big Darrell Smith took one of the defensive backs about 5 yards into the end zone and deposited him there as he was out lead blocking for Bells. First and goal, Pleasant Grove. Clock stopped temporarily at 7:32. And you hear both bands jamming back and forth. Always the fourth quarter, a big time to have fun. 2 receivers to each side. Bells kind of feeling his way inside the 5, down to the 4. We're going to stop the clock. We got a man that lost his helmet, has to come out for the Buckeyes. Nick Zamarian. So now they start the play clock back. So they will let, there are 27 seconds on the play clock. The game clock is running at 7:02. So if you notice everybody just kind of standing around trying to let as much time as possible burn off of this. Jalen Boardley faked the handoff to him. Akari Johnson. And for the first time tonight, the Buckeyes are going to be able to wrangle Johnson in the backfield. So many times he's been able to break free from that first tackler, and that time they're able to bring him down back to the 11. It'll be third down and goal from there.
Yeah, Kari doing everything he could to try to spin out of those Gilmer grasp, but just unable to do so, and PG gives up the first sack of the evening.
You know, we're talking about the bands, and day before contest, you'll always notice something, Jay. You'll hear a lot of drum line playing, won't hear a lot of horns playing in the fourth quarter, and they're telling them, save your chops, got to have them tomorrow. 2 receivers to each side. Akari Johnson fakes the handoff, pitches it out. Torion Phillips has a catch at the 10. Torion Phillips will be down near the 5. Fourth down and goal. We'll see if the Hawks keep the offense out there or send in the field goal unit. We're going to send Lance Jackson in place of Torion Phillips, and so the Hawks going for it here on fourth down and goal from the Gilmer 5. 5:40 remaining in the ball game. And we'll see. They may just let this thing run all the way down and call a timeout. And that looks like maybe what we're going to do. 7 seconds on the play clock. And that's what's going to happen. Coach is going to call a timeout here. It's fourth and goal from the 5. Pleasant Grove takes a timeout. We'll see what kind of gamesmanship we got going on here. And I don't know if he wants to try to punch it in for a score here or let Connor go out and try a relative chip shot, almost an extra point from here. But so far, it looks like he's just going to keep the offense out there, Jay, and maybe try to punch this thing in for a score.
Well, and I think as well as the defense has played this game, I would probably keep the offense on the field, allow them to try to throw a little bit more film for other teams to have to look at.
Yeah. So, again, we travel down the road next week to Pittsburgh before we come back home on the 20th for Liberty Ilo. Then we'll head to North Lamar, and then we'll end the season at home versus Spring Hill. The next 2 home games will honor different groups of seniors, band, and showstoppers. I think we'll be honored at the October 20th game, and then cheer and football at the Spring Hill game.
Buckeye fans, it is 4th down.
4th and 5. 4th and goal from the 5, rather, for the Hawks. 5:19 left in the ball game, and the announcer here imploring the Buckeye faithful to get loud here on 4th down. Hawks going toward the end zone. Ball's tipped in the air, incomplete, but there is a flag on the play. Trying to get it to Boardley. And they might be, I don't know if they're trying to get some sort of record or something here, trying to get it to Boardley again. He's run some in, but that is a well, the Hoghorns played that time. So the penalty makes it 1st and goal now for the Hawks at the 2-yard line after the pass interference. Again, 5:06. I don't know if y'all could hear that through the through there. But,
Coach Gibson's not the only one with a wrinkle tonight.
Trombone section over there enjoying the ball game. Instead, they hand it to Boardley from there. He punches it in from 2. Touchdown, Hawks. Jalen Boardley on the scoreboard once again.
Looks like we do have a Gilmer player down.
And Hawks had started the fight song. They're going to wait and.
Looks like he is. I can't see a number.
Yeah, he's over there on the. Playing defensive end or outside linebacker over on that side. Looks like that Carter Buxton is going to be in to kick this extra point also. Give him a.
It's only fair.
Caleb
got to take some of the kickoff duties.
Right, yeah, got to do some of that, and so obviously you want both of your guys ready. And, all right, so now he's able to get off the field, and that young man is Harrison Lofton. He's a senior outside linebacker for the Buckeyes, and so. And now we wait on the Carter Buxton extra point. Now we got it whistled ready. These referees don't have anywhere to go tonight. Snap is back, kick is up, and Buxton puts it all the way to the fence. 5:02 remaining in the game. The Hawks lead it 63-28. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Welcome back to Gilmer. 5:02 remaining in the ball game. The Hawks lead at 63-28. Carter Buxton with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. As the Jalen Boardley touchdown run swells the Hawk lead once again. Buxton's kick fielded at the 3-yard line. And the return man trying to make the corner. He knocked out of bounds just inside the 25 at the 23. Looked like Noah Sexton on coverage there for Pleasant Grove, knocking Atavian Ector out of bounds. So the Buckeyes have scored on some long runs. Here they are, 77 yards away from the end zone. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left side. For the quarterback, Edmond. Hands the ball off to the tailback, looking for some room in the middle. That's Ector on the carry.
Elrod there on the stop.
It's actually Trillion Butler, 22, out at tailback. And now Mr. Sutton has the band cranked up a little bit.
Maybe lined off the sides right now.
Edmond hands it to Butler again, and he's hit after a short gain. Cade Martin playing defensive end, coming in to make the tackle. Big number 77, KJ Greer in out there. Kenmarian Jones out there on the right side of the defensive formation for the Hawks.
Noah Sexton letting everybody know what the play call is.
3rd down and 1 now for the Bucks. Edmond hands it off to Butler. Butler will not get the first down. The Hawks meet him at the line of scrimmage. Good hard-nosed play by Pleasant Grove there, and Noah Sexton, the first man in there. 4th and 1, the Buckeyes keep their offense on the field.
Yeah, Mathis Buxton and KJ Greer doing a real good job on that last play, keeping that middle filled up. Plenty of Hawk poundage.
And I think the Buckeyes are going to let this thing run down and maybe take a timeout, and they do. They try to get the punt team ready, so they take a timeout. We'll stay here with it and let you enjoy some of the band and showstoppers. 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the contest here. Big opening weekend, and Jay, talk about statement games and things like that. I think everybody thought, man, this Hawk team is pretty good. Let's see what they got. Everybody kind of at the beginning of the year penciled in week 2 versus Byrd. I think we looked at a Paris team that we thought was really good coming in and handled them pretty well. And so what exactly do we have as a team? And so came in here and felt like we could win this game tonight, but really have come in and dominated from the beginning.
Well, and if you look at that Paris game, they basically, Gilmer and Pleasant Grove both put up about 45 points.
Yeah.
But Pleasant Grove shut them out. And that's been the difference tonight is the Pleasant Grove Hawk defense.
Absolutely. Yeah, a team that has averaged a ton of points, really just held to a few long runs. And pretty much it for the Buckeye offense. And I'll tell you, they've had some punt problems tonight too. And didn't see any stats on their punting before tonight, but that's an area you get yourself behind the sticks quite a bit, and you can't flip the field with a punter, and all of a sudden you put your defense in some rough spots. The Hawks have started on the plus side of the field on a few of these
And those can definitely be huge mistakes once you get into playoff football for sure.
2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the ball game. Jordan Patterson in at tailback now for the Hawks. He got him a score last week, or last home game rather, in that ball game. He picks up 3 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 7 now as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
I don't know if we're related or not, but Andrew Davis there for the stop for Gilmer.
That might be your step-neph aunt.
Could be.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. Clock rolling inside of 2:15. Hawks using all of the play clock. 2 receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right side. Corey Johnson handing the ball off to Patterson again. Patterson spins off of a tackler. Patterson will have enough for the first down and some more. Down to the 37-yard line. It'll move the sticks. 1st and 10. Hawks.
Number 5, Demarion Hackett, basically throwing him a few more yards.
Joseph Bailey will have to come out for a play. His helmet came off. Jaden Mathis.
A couple of fresh faces on the offensive line,
there.
I believe.
Yep. Got Mathis out there. And again, now we're at 10 seconds on the play clock, 1:25 on the game clock. And the Hawks are going to kneel on it. And let that be the story of the night.
65-37 was the statistical numbers that I shared at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
And,
so
not too far off.
Not too far from the averages there. So, again, a big win by the Hawks. I think they probably put everybody else in the district on notice that, hey, this team is for real. And so now we move on. Got to get through 4 more district games and then try to set up a playoff run. Of course, the name of the game is stay healthy and all that. We do want to make sure we keep Tennyson of the Buckeyes in your prayers. Again, the all reports seem pretty good on him from what we hear at halftime, and so I'll be looking forward to see maybe on some of the message boards and that how he is doing as we go forward. But again, tonight the Hawks, a big win here to open up District 7 4A play, 63-28 here in Gilmer. Feels especially sweet to walk across that big orange G after a victory. And Hawks will head back home and take the 80-so-mile trip to Texarkana in style and feeling good about themselves, and make the trip down to Pittsburgh next week with at least a share of the lead in District 7 4A. Jay, we knew it was going to come down to the Hawk defense versus this Gilmer offense, and the Hawk defense did everything that they needed tonight. And any thoughts on the game there before we get us closed out?
Well, not necessarily just on the defense, because that's what I expected to see out of Pleasant Grove. But what I was most excited about tonight is just seeing the explosive runs and powerful runs and even catches by Jalen Boardley.
Absolutely, yeah. He, just did some really great things out there. Interested to see what his final stat line looks at after tonight. Do want to remind you to thank Texarkana Emergency Center, State Bank, Greg Orr Auto, Rocasa Organics, Reliance Mechanical Contractors, Texas A&M Texarkana, and Commercial National Bank. They bring us to you each and every week, and we could not do this without them and their support. For all of us here at Texarkana Game Day, I'm Matt Fry. That's Jay Davis. We will see you next week. Be careful driving home. God bless. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Go Hawks.